Hitting the right buttons is always fun. And
That
not cutting
totally
myself
wasn't
and coughing at
ominous
the same
music at
time.
all.
So was that,
I'm scared. What did we do?
was that a Josh in the background?
That was me.
Okay.
And me.
Sorry, just couldn't identify at the time. I was trying to figure out who had said stuff. So, we're up to game 107, or Phase 3, Season 1, Episode 18. Though I did look up the count of the amount of games in this storyline over the 3 groups, and we're up to 411 games today.
Oh, wow. Incredible numbers.
Well, the first game was in January of 2015.
Oh,
And there's still characters from that game in the storyline.
okay.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah, that has had many changes.
many changes over that time, yes. Well, hey, it's almost up to 10 years now. Next year will be 10 years. So, online today we have M.
Hello, I am M. I play Val, your ever lovable cleric wizard.
Failed Ranger.
You actually get that this week, courtesy of Josh actually being here. I have lots of animals, lots of problems with animals, lots of bickering animals, and yeah, that's partly mostly my life.
Next online we have is Izzy.
Hey, I'm Izzy. I'm playing Samir, the slightly hyperactive, easily distracted angel who loves to dress in rainbow colours and just do whatever seems like it would be the most amount of fun at the time. So here we go.
Next online we have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I play Chevelle, the Paladin.
And for once your mic did not cut out.
No, because I'm actually on my computer for once, because Mia's actually in bed. So I'm playing on my studio mic, so things actually come through properly.
Yes, that is nice.
So yeah, Cheval's a big fiery paladin, hot-headed, but always does what's best by her god, and we'll see what the party thinks about that later.
So that could be
Later?
destructive for us.
Later.
It could be bad for us. Yeah.
Later.
That's 100% what it could be.
Later.
Well, hey, that they did discuss at one point how Chauvel's god was talking about wiping out all the elves because it was convenient for him.
But that's later. Not now.
Okay, so that brings us to the table, and at the table today we have Gary.
Hi, I'm Gary. I'm playing Anton, the Treladaran warlock, who goblins mistake for the latest incarnation of the Black Knight.
That's because you are the Black Knight.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna embrace that fate.
I consider sticking this down to represent your character.
No. It's just I don't have a sword, armor, or a shield.
So far. You don't know what's coming next.
Okay, Lord Soth.
Also at the table today we have Ross.
Yes, I play Yodri, the lovable rogue who's famous for being the first halfling sky pirate. First halfling to walk away from a gnome crash that he was the pilot of. Also the first halfling to be cursed for said things.
Get ready to switch your camera over.
And just a lovable guy. And now happens to be the having the monopoly of trading with the giants.
Woohoo!
Soon to work on that. Also we have Ariadna.
No, we have Calprix, the white dragon with the jazz wings. and all the gold, which is currently trying to come off right now, but only because it was very cheap and it came from China. She is technically the white dragon with the jazz wings, but she also has some black and blue scales, which she doesn't advertise as much now, because she's found out that this could be either perceived in a very positive way or a very negative way, depending on where she is and who's looking at her. So her good little plant companion Eep, who looks like a pitcher carnivorous plant as opposed to your Little Shop of Horrors Seymour flytrap type plant, and is, yay high, goes around painting her scales white while everybody's sleeping, and then draws faces and things on everybody else.
And
if they happen
occasionally
to be
draws
sleeping.
white on other people too.
Because she's a tiny little plant and is probably like the probably licensed Jigglypuff of the group.
It also feeds cookies to people.
Yes, copious amounts of cookies from Calcritz's endless cookie bag.
So if you wake up to what you think is a dog, it's probably just paint.
Yeah. And you'll probably have a cookie handed to you while she sneaks away. And her other companion, Grindelwaffle Brewmeister, her coffee gnome, is currently at her homeland helping develop her plantation of coffee plants that heal. So when the good guys go to war against the master again, the soldiers and that can wake up to a morning cup of healing as well as caffeine. I think that covers me.
Mm-hmm. And who wants to do the recap of last session?
Money.
You're good for that.
I think it's...
No. I was about to say, I think Cheval wasn't there for that one.
Oh, that's where my Calcric stats were. That's why I couldn't find them on... There's a problem with Calcrics at the moment filling two groups. Would have that been the... No,
I've got a few notes here. Not as comprehensive as
It
yours.
depends
Ariana.
on whether or not my hands were numb. I'm guessing... oh yeah, it would have been the 2nd of February.
He was.
Let's see. We finally got on our boat and trekked up towards the giants up in the mountains. It took us quite a time to get there, and it was quite a hiking trip, fatiguing some of us. I'm just going to the...
We were met by Graithbone.
That's right, we were met by Graithbone, the Herald of Grud, which was the settlement. Is that right?
Yeah.
And acting as herald, Zal introduced us, and we were invited in, and we saw a lot of evidence of earth magic and a standing stone circle, 5 stones with runes on it that we didn't quite recognise, but recognised enough to know that this is probably the artefact that was bringing the... Which giants are these ones? The hill giants together. And then we met, eventually, after being told to stay put in a cavern overnight, we eventually met a very enigmatic leader called Guh, I think.
Yeah.
And we did get the information that Redrand wanted, which was basically why they'd gathered. Well, they'd suddenly woken up several years ago. That seems to coincide with the storm giants going missing. The storm giants being the people who kept them asleep to stop them from fighting at the direction of the dragons. The set of stones basically helped Guh call all of the hill giants to that one location where they decided they wanted to kick everybody out of their ancestral lands, which is why they were fighting with everyone. So our job is in part to convey to the Duke that If he stops encroaching on their ancestral ground, they'll stop throwing great big boulders at them. They also agreed with, as Yodri pointed out, to trade with the halflings, and that's something Yodri gets to set up. They did mention that the fire giants have are near an active volcano. We've got a question mark in the dwarven lands, brains. Forgotten Gary's character's name. Anton also discovered that the goblins that we saw serving the hill giants in the encampment were likely there as kind of a part of racial servitude, and they went because they heard the call of the giants. They came from the dim rock forests. Did that cover just about everything?
I think that game has covered most of it for you.
The one other thing I'd noted down is that the first Earth Temple is located here.
Yes.
And the Hill Giants first taught Earth magic to all the smaller races, who then turned the magic against the Hill Giants.
Yeah,
And I'm sure that you believe that you'll find with every race, they believe they were the first.
Okay. I'm just interested in this origin stuff.
Yeah,
Even though I've got no capability in Earth magic whatsoever.
Yeah, but the Hill Giants do have a good argument.
They do have a good argument, yes.
Yes, this bloody artifact.
And also, they're telling us stuff that happened a long, long time ago. So,
And well, actually, I trust the giants more than the dwarves. So, yeah.
Well, considering the dwarves now are not related to the dwarves that were around when the Hill Giant Chief was around.
Which backstabbed them.
No, those dwarves don't exist at all. There's no bloodline left. The entirety of the race of dwarves from her time have gone.
I thought they were corrupted.
No, they were completely killed off.
Okay,
The corrupted ones you know is a different bloodline.
Okay, now I'm confused.
Yes,
So
there's more than one bloodline. But the entirety of the original bloodline was exterminated.
Okay.
Where they got all the dwarves.
Okay. It's starting to sound a bit familiar.
Yes, you're starting to catch on now, aren't you? Yes, you just have to ask the dwarves about the history, about the fact that they were the first people, even though people remember a time when none of those dwarves existed. So, you came and met the chieftains. Were going to rest up for the night before deciding what to do next. And you'd made camp in one of the tunnels near the standing stones. And roughly what you see on the map on the table is your menagerie and people.
my God, we've got more animals and creatures than we've got humanoids.
Yeah, we already worked that out.
There you go, there's Yodri's mount. Well, I don't quite have enough figures to represent everything.
Yeah. The thing missing is Drazel's card, I think.
That is the main thing missing, and I could probably...
Don't have to. Look.
Here you go. He has his card over here. Close enough.
Or TARDIS.
But it does give you a fair idea of just how much travels with you when you go.
Yeah, we're a caravan.
Considering these three would all belong to M's character.
Yeah, okay.
This would be the X-Beak, this would be the Griffin, and this would be the Celestial Horse.
Totally not my fault.
Don't worry, I do know how to add more. And then we have a flaming horse to go for the flaming angel.
At least he's not blinding people.
And then we got 3 smaller dragons to represent the drakes with Calcreeks. Don't actually have her mount T-Rex on the table at the moment, so technically I could put that on the table and say there was her mount.
Oh my god.
So yes,
So we should just start charging money for zoo passes and just letting people in.
I'm quite liking this because there's just so many things that are bigger and more impressive than me. I'm not going to draw any attention whatsoever. Fade to the background. It's just ideal.
Until you put the helm on.
so this is the figure I put in there for Anton.
Okay.
It is a bard, but hey, it's someone who blends into the background.
Okay. A little too shiny and brightly coloured, I think.
Well, this one's less shiny and can go in there instead.
No, it's even less like.
So I was
I don't
offering
see
that
any
one for
rainbows on the
Anton.
board, so
I think with a staff or wand would be better.
So I'm sure a knight with a skull emblem on his shield would go down perfectly fine with all the civilized lands.
Especially if the skull starts talking back to people.
So yes, you're resting up here for the night. Was anyone going to go off and explore?
Where were we resting again? Is it?
You had been given a chamber not far from the giant standing stones.
And we were allowed to interact with the villagers now.
No, the issue was if we're stuck out at night time, because that's when the wards come on.
Oh, okay. Because we did actually spend time mingling with the local people, didn't we? I thought.
You did, but at night time their wards
Okay.
don't differentiate friend or foe.
So in that case, we would probably stay put because.
yeah. As much as Samir likes to get up and fly around and have fun, I don't think flying smack bang into a fly swatting ward is really what I want.
Same here.
Oh hey, they were a civilization capable of taking on the dragons.
Yeah, I don't want to run into that ward.
I tell Proshka not to wander off. It's dangerous out there tonight.
You look around, you can't find Proshka.
Well, must be in telepathic contact with him.
You get a feeling of curiosity from him.
Okay.
I better make
I
sure
can switch to seeing out of his senses. Where is it? What can I see?
He's currently perched on the top of the T-Rex looking down at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's probably playing cards with my
okay.
bull-
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's probably playing cards with my bloody
I
Blizzard.
was going to say, if cards are going, Eve and Calcrix are playing too.
I believe these cards are a little bit small.
Did he? I'm going to hand it across the laptop actually.
Yep.
Just be careful because it's quite hot.
Yeah, these cards. Are for,
Just a
these cards are for
curiosity.
heaps.
Yep.
We were resting up, and then we were gonna head back to the town we came from the next morning, right?
You had planned to, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But hey, our plans never survive contact with the players.
Yeah.
I did believe, I thought we had actually left the settlement to go and
Yeah.
report back to.
You had
That's
made all these plans to do so.
Okay, we didn't make
Yeah.
plans. I thought we'd left as well, but okay.
Yeah.
We just agreed we're going to leave.
So yeah, the plan basically is to report back to the lady, I can't remember her name unfortunately,
Penn Halligan. Yeah, Penn Halligan
Um,
is correct.
and pass on the message about the Duke and trading and so on. And we also, I wanted to get the staff, because at that time we didn't have a Chauvel with us, and report back to Redrian and get instructions for next actions. And I suggested that we do that once we were out of the wards, but before we went too far back to Lady Penhaligon, in case Redrian went, well, hang on, while you're there, I'd like you to ask more questions.
Yep,
So
that makes a lot
my
of
thought
sense.
is, if we leave the next day to use the staff as soon as we're out of the ward area. So I'm just making myself a bit of dinner.
Yep. No, I thought that was the plan. I was just confirming that. That's all.
Sorry,
So,
my
yes.
brain only remembering it now as we're discussing.
No,
Unfortunately, I didn't write it down. I meant to, but hands.
all good. That's why I thought I should confirm.
So yes, who's on watch as you're resting up in the cabins?
Well,
Happy
I will
to do
take first
happy
watch.
to do a watch. I like the darkness.
I'm good with the darkness, and I don't need to sleep much, so. Well, at all, but hang.
So who's doing first watch? 2 people.
We did sort out a
Yo.
set of watches last time. We could just repeat that set
Yeah.
of watches. I can't remember.
That's true.
That's
I think
right,
it
was
was.
We were last,
Yeah, we were on breakfast.
which was
I was
really strange
second.
because both of us can see in the night.
Mm,
I didn't.
yeah. But anyway.
I think it was myself and Calfric second, and was it M and
Well, it means that we get on to sleep.
someone else first? I can't
Yeah,
remember
I
who went
believe
first.
it was Em and Drazzle first.
There you go.
It could be Em and Shalal this time, because, they're actually here. Pull your weight.
I mean, dude, are we okay to leave you two alone? You're not gonna fight.
I just chuckle and walk away.
Yeah, that seems safe. Alright. Excuse me, I'm gonna get meditate.
So Zal and Drazzle?
Okay,
Zal.
Cheval and
Cheval.
Zal.
so as Samir goes into meditation, you see a shimmering appear around Samir, and Samir disappears.
Okay. Wasn't that right? She's lost the ability to actually meditate. She now has to sleep, isn't it?
That is at the moment, yes.
Okay.
So this is a new form of meditation.
Hang on, I thought that it stopped.
It comes and goes, depending on how much someone's annoying the primal gods. Because they're the ones who control
Alright.
whether you can do it or not.
Alright, I'll go say
Just
hi to
turned
Atali.
invisible or no longer there?
If you go investigate.
No,
Because you're heading to sleep at that time.
No, I'll get Blizzard to do that. Because Blizzard gets disabled, I believe they can see.
I noticed I definitely...
You got, give me 5 minutes from Blizzard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well.
Did you say something? Is this something the group could notice? Because if Calcrix notices, she definitely...
You were playing cards at the time.
But did you say it was a change in the light?
No, I said a slight shimmering appeared around Samir, and Samir disappeared.
Yeah, Samir's just disappeared. Not sure if turned invisible or not.
Proshka, can you have a look? Proshka's
I'm
got
fairly
blind
sure
side.
with Calcrix's passive perception, she'd notice someone just disappearing, even if she was playing cards. But if you say that that's not so, I'm happy to go with that.
That's because you're winning.
You didn't notice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because you're winning.
Pardon?
That's because you're winning.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, a dragon winning is very hard to.
He's the one who wrote it in my sheet that I'm curious and that I do these things. So I just follow through what I was told.
And apparently you're playing cards on top of the T-Rex's head.
How would I do that?
You're quite tall, and you've got 3 familiars up there with you.
Okay, alright. Well, fortunately, I don't notice anything. Everyone else gets to save or not save.
Given that I've disappeared, I'm just stepping away for a minute.
Okay.
2 seconds.
So,
It's going to be
Ask
unfortunate.
Proshka to have a
if,
look, because Proshka's got blind sight. Go over
uh,
and investigate.
Proshka says he doesn't see anything.
Okay. Maybe teleport away.
He does report back that he expects to see a flush soon.
Okay. Well, that's damn good if you manage to get a flush.
He doesn't say it's his flush.
Actually, I'm proficient with playing cards. I can't play on top of a Tyrannosaurus head, though.
Well, you could. You just have to climb up and hope it doesn't eat you on the way.
You could also just play from Calcrix's back as well.
Most
Yeah,
guys are
all
good
this
at-
climbing up higher and stuff, you know. This...
He's a
Then you've
little
got the weighted
dragon.
dice game.
If you were a little dragon, you'd climb up on stuff too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not a little dragon.
You're not a little dragon either.
Not right now.
Well, when I pull out the full-size dragon, yes, she's a little dragon.
Yeah. Okay, that one would be a
Yeah, I've
a
seen.
miniature dragon then.
I've seen what the big dragons are. I feel like a little dragon.
Well, good luck, Proshka. A flush. You're doing damn well if you get a flush.
Yes, he also has no idea what game he's playing.
Okay, I'll look through his eyes to see what his hand looks like.
He's got cards back to front and sideways, and
Anywhere near a flush?
well, he's looking at someone else's cards that they're showing him by accident, and they've nearly got a flush, and he's trying to put cards into their pile.
Okay, all right. Go for it, Proshka. You're doing brilliantly. Just let him go.
Does anyone notice that Smear's disappeared?
We did notice he's disappeared, but we don't really know what to do about it.
So I guess that would be the two people on watch have a good chance of noticing. That would be our
So,
Zal and Chauvel can make a perception roll and see if they actually noticed.
Perception.
Or they can choose to automatically fail if they wish to.
Oh god.
Apparently Josh can't.
No. Remember how we actually went to the table for once? Yeah, and then I gave me and my dice bag. She really pulled that knot very tight.
I need to find my dice.
So much for you making the roll. Perception, you said?
Do you know what happened to me yet?
You went poof so far.
Well, we're about to find out what happened to you once we see who actually noticed you disappear.
Yeah, we've got a sneaking suspicion it's going to be, what was it, the Vanisher from Deadpool 2?
That's alright.
As soon as you go
Was
outside.
Brad Pitt ever really there?
Chanel got a 22.
And what about Zal?
Yeah, I'm just coming back in with my dice.
It's that weird thing, GM asking someone to roll dice early on.
No,
Yeah.
How dare he?
Well, hey, at least my dice bag was next to me.
Okay, so, what's Zal fixated on that you didn't notice?
I am probably watching what Calcrix and all the card games up on the T-Rex and making sure they're not getting up to too much strife.
Well, as you're looking in that direction, you notice that the T-Rex is only looking at you.
Oh, great.
And as he sees you looking at it, its mouth opens and its tongue sticks out. It looks like it's hungry.
Must have heard that you've been eaten before.
May even be the same T-Rex.
Okay. That's,
Um,
that T-Rex was given to okay, that's weird.
It was
I don't because I'm playing on its head.
It was many years ago. So, Zal was busy being fixated on the game on the T-Rex and then the T-Rex itself. Whereas Chauvel noticed that Samir had shimmered and disappeared. What does our friendly paladin go off and do?
Does the paladin know that when Samir meditates, she sometimes
Knows that the meditation is hit and miss at the moment. It's been working more than not, but has had days where it hasn't worked.
Okay.
This is one of those days.
Yeah, it could be just one of those days. Just casually just.
Because like hell, you're gonna make a religion check.
Yeah. I mean, I could.
Good. But do you?
I mean, religion's actually one of my better stats. I do a religion check to see if Samir is hit and miss.
You can.
22 again.
22. Okay, so you're not exactly sure if Samir was praying to someone at the time. Just looked like Samir was meditating.
Oh.
Okay, so while you're pondering what happened to your missing elf, our missing elf finds herself floating amongst some flying islands.
Well, that is cool. You know, I had that trick in up my sleeve.
Sorry.
So Samir gets to make a religion check to see if Samir can remember the significance.
Okay. Bod, what is my religion check?
That's generally what a religion check's about.
Oh, this will be fun. It's a +3. Oh yes. It's a 7.
It's a 7. Okay, so
Purgatory.
it could mean many things. Maybe the rest of the world disappeared while you were sleeping.
Well, that's a neat trick, I guess.
You also know via most of the lore of the elves, where you're from, that there's nothing below the cloud cover as far as they're concerned, because anything below the cloud line is unimportant.
That is true. Well, I guess I'm here, and there's no one else around me. I'll roll a perception just to see if there's anything particular I should be paying attention to.
Okay, give me a perception roll.
Alrighty. That is 23.
23. Okay, just going to bring up the page I need to describe things, because it just so happens to be on the wrong site at the moment. And to make things easy for me, it's made it hard to figure out exactly where the person I'm looking for disappeared to. Okay, so as you're looking around, you do see a symbol of thought appear before you.
I'm sorry, a symbol of what?
Thought, one of the elements.
Ah, interesting. I'll go and investigate that. So sorry, it appears before me.
It does appear before you.
So I'll try to reach out and touch it, see what happens.
And as you touch it, you see that it's hanging off the neck of a being about 10 times your height.
Ooh.
Dressed in flowing robes, just floating along with the islands.
Fascinating. I guess I'll greet them and say hello.
My name is Palatakin.
Palatakin.
Yes.
Where am I?
You're basically in his pocket dimension.
How did I get here?
Well, when you meditate, all elves are easier to access and call up.
Did you call me here?
I did. You seem to be the one of the few of your kind willing to leave the bounds of your kingdom.
That is true.
And he is a god of air and flight.
Okay. And
But one of also investigation and learning, so not just stagnation.
How can I help? What do you need from me? Why was I summoned?
He's offering you a place in his university to study.
Oh wow, okay.
The lands you see before you are a mirror of where the university can be found.
That's a wonderful offer. What do I need to do?
All you need to do is make your way there.
Okay. Sure. That's. Am I able to come and go as I need to, or do I have to stay here?
His is not a prison, it's a place of learning. People come and go as they need.
Thank you. In that case, I'll head towards the university.
You get roughly a direction of where it is to where you are now. And it is about a month travel of flight to the east.
Okay.
At least. And then you wake up sitting amongst the others.
Oh. Fascinating. Well, okay.
It's an interesting way to acquire students and undertake a term or semester or unit of learning.
Interesting way to spend the
Fascinating.
night.
Mm.
Instead of just dreaming, you're actually transported physically somewhere else.
Mm.
And you can also sense where the university is from where you are.
Excellent. Okay.
You know it's floating over the continent of Alphatia.
Okay.
Is Alphatia one of the places where all the bad people are? Kind of like all the people who want to kill and hate magic, or?
No, that's
Or is
the people who want to do genocide on this region.
So
No.
Alphatia is the genocidal people.
No, they're the elf extremists.
So
no,
this-
they are the people who are trying to wipe out Galantry and everyone who knows the name.
So these
Yes, so they're the
islands.
ones with the big arms.
Another
The,
extremist.
the bolts separated from.
Sorry, what was that? You broke up a bit.
I think that weren't the Alphadians the ones with the warships and the wizards who were going to blow everything up, and the cults the cults separated from
Yeah,
them?
That's the same people.
Yeah. And I was going to say, so these are islands floating above Alphasia.
Known as the floating islands of Ah.
Sorry guys, I'm just going to step away and help a child. 2 secs.
Child trumps people.
Who won the card game?
Apparently, one person was playing a completely different game to everyone else and declared trumps.
So, is it called Islands of R because that's what happens when you fall off?
Well, it's AR, but hey, I'm sure you can just roll that R.
But are the inhabitants Alphasians or?
They are,
Okay.
but they're also not the politicians or.
So they're not genocidal.
It is the place that teaches the high air magic.
Okay. That's a good thing if you're an air elemental, which I think Samir is. So that'll be really cool. Good opportunity.
They are extremely proficient in it, and they were so proficient they made their mountain range fly. Like that was actually a task of the god, who then became a god afterwards.
So the mountain's the islands?
The mountain range is the island chain that's floating.
Okay. That and as I said, that's I'd love to spend my time sleeping, learning. That'd be awesome. But I presume he has to travel there and spend time there.
Well, the hard task was getting there.
So, in terms of like players and that, is that then opened a door for downtime opportunity?
Downtime opportunities or taking the entire party there.
Okay. Yeah.
Literally, would you like to summon one? No. Was that Yodri going, yes, my turn?
No.
Hmm.
I said gourd.
I'm-
There's going to be a fruit, a vegetable appears in front of me.
Or a halfling god going, gee, you've got a weird accent.
that would
I'll
be-
actually fall over if that happens.
That'd
Because
be
isn't the
funny.
halfling gods supposed to be like corn?
I know, there's a bunch of halfling gods. They're
Although
all
it's been a while since
they're
we've
all
seen
harvest
Gorm.
gods.
Oh.
And there is Gorm as well, yes.
Yep.
Not that I necessarily want it to happen, but
Be by gom.
yeah, that would be very amusing.
Well, he does have a little leap saying by Gorm on a regular basis.
I'm really surprised you didn't do it because usually, if you say "Oh God," that's what happens.
Okay, so yes.
Sorry.
You see that Samir has popped back into the midst of you. It was quite loud. Woke everyone up.
Oh.
Even those of us who are playing a card game notice. Like, where did you go? But Samira is with Chuck, so we can pause that.
I believe I thought I'd heard Samir come back, but no, not yet. So Samir's busy. So Samir will answer when Samir gets back.
What does Samir need?
Samir is back. And Ariadne's thinking.
Martin said you popped back in a very loud and noticeable way. So,
Oh,
of course, Calcrix is like, where
Okay.
did you go? But,
Oh,
in an inquiry manner, not in an accusing manner.
I went and met the headmaster of a school,
The headmaster of which school?
a university.
Okay, that is weird.
Just any university or a particular university?
The castle in the clouds.
Does Samir give any more details?
Samir may, but I'm not sure the mic is cooperating.
I was going to say maybe the mic's not being very cooperative.
It's the University of Quiet.
Right.
I think we have a Samir back. Yes,
I was summoned by Palatopin, and he offered me a place at his university.
Does Zal recognize that name?
Zal can make a religion roll.
Was that,
gonna say,
was
does
that
Patrick's-
Unseen University?
Do
sorry,
I
one at a
get
time.
any bonuses from being from Galantry?
No.
No.
Calcrix would also want to know, does she recognise the name, being
Calcrix,
that she's heir affiliated?
Calcrix can have advantage on the religion roll.
So advantage means I roll,
Roll
twice and take the best of 3.
Best of 2.
Best of 2, sorry. And that's a 4.
It'd be a very good advantage to take the best of 3.
And that's a 6. So high likelihood I don't on either because a 4 and a 6. Plus for... Oh, no, that's my spells, not my stats.
So it would be most likely plus
He sent me a
6.
link for this. I just need to get my... Yeah, so it's like a 10.
So, Calcrix, no.
She will ask who...
And I believe Zal was doing a
Oh,
roll, so we'll
right.
get
Yeah.
Zal to do a roll.
Apologies.
24.
Okay, Zal, yes, you do recognize it as being one of the gods of the Alphatian Empire. Known as the Lord of the Air, or the Lofty One. Teaches the study of magic, astronomy, astrology, magic relating to gravity, air, and flight are all in that god's purview. So the flying armada of Alphatia particularly owe their thanks to that god.
Wasn't Armada decimated though?
It was. But his beliefs are what built the armada in the first place.
Right. Okay. So he would be on my list of that's not a good god.
It's not a god of war. It's a god of knowledge.
But the whole Alphatia against basically wiping out the other half of my culture.
Whereas the goddess of peace is the one that you're most worried about because she's the one who's stirred up her people to warfare. And war is not one of her domains.
Mm.
What are you looking for?
The dice gel, but it's currently not in view. Things are being moved around a lot in that area, so it's not important. I just
What does it look like?
Top mushrooms and that.
it's kind of like a little fenced-in area. Yeah, I was gonna say it keeps migrating that way, which is okay. I should just know to look up there already. Let me go until you learn how to roll better.
We have 2 things to...
Oh, yeah. Let's see if I can... You knocked over the dragon! She deserves a free reroll.
No, you've gone to sleep.
It's okay, I can roll her again if you
No,
like.
don't do that. I've also disjointed the whole cell. Everything's going wrong.
Okay, so yes, you do recognize the god, you recognize what they do,
Yep.
but you're also aware that, let's see, personality.
So does Zal tell us, or is this just Zal's knowledge?
Well, once I've worked it out, I'll start to tell you, but he'll kind of pause halfway through and just go. I'm trying not to have prejudices, but it being an Alphatian god, yeah, I would be personally wary of them, but his culture has been trying to take out the other side of my
Well, they would technically be taking out both your families.
Well, yeah, yeah. I basically bent on wiping out Galantry and then probably moving on to Ethengar.
Or wipe out all of the known world region that you're
That
in.
is a big mouse.
A big mouse?
Or a tiny dragon.
Yeah, I was going to say tiny dragon. Is the dragon holding a mouse, is it?
No, the mouse is next to it.
Could be Brushka.
Yeah, could be.
But he'll say, like, I'll tell you what I know, but just
Keep in mind.
Keep in mind that this is my personal wariness around this.
And it's said to be the creator of Magical Flight.
Like, while I would be very excited to learn more magic, I'm not sure I would want to learn it from
that particular school?
Would that be the antithesis to the gnomes?
The gnomes do it more through science.
Yeah.
But they would also worship this guy as well because this guy is also a science person. Because he's also about using magic to bend gravity.
I was going to say, it's pretty impressive.
Whereas the gnomes will use technology to overcome a lot of stuff, they still rely on magic. And as such, he is the perfect one for the flying, all the flying races to venerate because he provides teaching and knowledge to those who seek flight. But he's also not a war god.
I was going to say, it sounds like in terms of Alphasia's motives and things like that, this guy's kind of pretty neutral ground. He's like not interested in aiding the war and things like that. He's interested in like the magic and things like that.
And all his airship designs were for exploration.
And mishandled. Is this something that we would understand though?
Zal
Like
would
Zal?
have an idea because it would be mentioned in Galantry because Parla Tarkin's University is the antithesis of what Galantry was set up for. As it was the center of air magic, whereas Galantry was set up as the center of fire magic.
Okay,
and they were two opposing each other at the time.
I'm getting a bit confused because you said Parla Tarkin's School of Magic is the antithesis of
the
Galantry?
Galantrian School of Magic.
Okay, so Parla Tarkin is the person
Who teaches the air magic.
offered Samir a position and teaches air magic in the islands of above Alphasia. And because Samir and Zala told me this, I can put this in character knowledge? Cool.
You can.
So they probably would not like it that students of Galantry all front up.
You're not sure because there's a good chance that, to be honest, they probably don't care there.
Yep.
Whereas if you went to the capital, it's like, damn them, kill them,
Yep.
kill the infidels, or even worse, make them part of our army.
Key of air. And Samir knows the way to go there. Calcrix is always interested, so if Samir can get her in the door when they go, she will offer free cookies and coffee along the way. And anything else.
I can try.
And as Alphatia's main religion centered around the worship of magic relating to air, it is probably the holiest place on the Alphatian continent and unlikely to be corrupted into the war. Even if other gods were pushing for it, it would be so against their people, far more than the goddess of peace turning against peace would be to turn their island nation that's been dedicated to the study of magic into a war zone. So
Okay.
they would also be the ones who would be rebuilding the fleet, but probably picking and choosing what they rebuild.
there's anything else. No more other visitations from...
Okay, so while that's happening, Chauvel notices that a goblin has snuck into the entryway.
There we go. I can talk now. Chauvel will draw her sword.
Okay, so Chauvel has declared battle. We are going to initiative.
I wasn't declaring battle. I'm drawing my sword out of protection of the party. But yes, probably.
Chauvel has declared battle.
Some of us are still asleep, aren't we?
So,
all we
Calprix isn't.
so that is initiative. You'll find in many cultures around the, even around our world, that the drawing of a weapon is a declaration of attack.
Of war.
So
Yeah.
initiative is...
Couldn't you have your bloody cleaning stuff out and you're cleaning your sword?
So, when calculating initiative... Sorry, I'm trying to remember how to do this.
That's okay. I'll give you a
I
chance to
take-
remember.
I take...
You can take a skill or you can take a attribute. If you take a skill, you get to add your attribute to the skill,
Okay.
which is normally your proficiency modifier and the and the attribute, which would most likely be perception, and for you that would be +8.
Yeah, insight wouldn't be better, would it?
I
I'm
think
proficient at both, and I think they're both... I'm just trying to see here.
Though in most cases you would have to justify why you're doing it.
Okay.
And
Perception is the most logical then.
It is
Yep,
the most
okay.
logical thing
Yep,
for most
so
people.
+8. So
Though if you were sneaking into something, stealth would then be appropriate. If you were in the middle of a race, athletics might be the appropriate one.
Because I'm using perception, do I get to add the +1 for my rose-coloured glasses?
Sure.
Okay. So
They're
that
helping
would
you
give me-
cheat at cards.
Yeah. Well,
Of course, no one really knows if you're cheating or not because no one knows the rules that anyone's playing by.
So perception.
Eep keeps borrowing everyone else's cards.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, it's very hard for Eep to put the cards down once Eep touches them.
perception. And that's +8.
They just seem to stick to them.
Okay.
Just you to have a kleptomaniac familiar.
That's
That's okay. I
At least
believe.
it's not a pyromaniac one.
I believe that Yodri's imp keeps sticking the cards in at odd angles of Eep.
Sounds about right.
odd angles of E.
Yep, to make it look like Eep's got a crown round Eep's head,
right.
or
Yes. I see.
weird-shaped wings.
Yeah. Okay. Eep's not opposed to this. All right. So we're all rolling
Either that or
initiative.
putting more cards in his.
You are rolling initiative.
Do you need dice?
Were some of us asleep? This is what I'm worried about.
I think.
Were we awake or asleep? Those of us who
You're
weren't
just
You
awake-
woken
seem-
up. You're just woken up to the sound of Samir popping back in.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say. I
no,
think
that's
we
right,
we
yeah.
were all awake because of Samir popping back
Okay.
so noisily.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
probably
But-
sitting down or something. Probably not even standing up.
So I can move that to.
There you go. You're prone.
Well, I wasn't expecting anything to happen.
That's fair. No one ever expects the Inquisition.
No one ever expects the Inquisition.
Isn't
Right.
it the Spanish Inquisition?
Spanish
Well,
Inquisition.
I was going to go the
Inquisition again?
Chauvel Inquisition.
Yes, you know the Paladin Inquisition. Then I'm just making room for Ross to move his laptop back if he needs to, so he can roll. Get it up with it.
While other people are doing rolls, I got a nat 20, so 20 perception, which would be 24 upgrade.
I got 24 as well, but not with a nat 20. I was gonna say, if you like, that'll let you move your laptop back.
21 for me.
21 for Samir.
Meow dice. Okay, is that what day? What was that?
You rolled a meow.
No, meow be 20. Okay, that is a 21. Taller.
What about Anton?
23.
Everyone's quite good at jumping off the thing here. How about
Oh,
Chauvel
rolled low.
So everyone's rolling the 20s.
Yep.
I got 8.
What did you get?
You've already
8.
acted, Cheval.
8.
The lowest I can ever roll is 16.
I rolled a 4, and I got 8.
Okay, so Zal, you hear the sound of a weapon being drawn. What do you do?
I turn around to where the sword's being drawn.
You see Cheval giving a death stare to a goblin.
Put the sword away, you fool. You want to undo everything we did today? And I step up to Cheval and try to forcibly lower his weapon.
Okay, so that would be an athletics roll. Cheval can oppose that with his own athletics roll.
Sounds good.
Okay, into party conflict.
Yes, we have plenty of combatants on the table. No need to add any people from the dungeon. You got plenty amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Yep. We do.
19.
Come on, throw a punch.
And what did Cheval get?
23.
Okay, so Zal tries to lower the arm and finds himself lifted off the ground.
I hope I'm next.
That's a no.
Okay, Calcrix is next.
Calcrix, if she can, will step between Cheval and the goblin. Does it work?
Sure. You'll step between the goblin and Cheval.
And if it's possible, I don't know if I've got the space, she will look at the goblin and say,
Jazz wings.
yeah, kind of. If that's needed. Basically, she'll inquire as to how we can help them.
Okay. So, I will give you a persuasion roll as you try to charm the goblin.
Persuasion's one of my highest stats, and I'll
It
do
is?
even better with a 19.
That would make it a 29.
Yeah.
Quite a good roll. Okay, so what does Anton want to do? You've just heard a sword being drawn. You're seeing Cheval and Zal tussling.
Well, I assumed I actually was aware of the goblins. I was going to stand up, put the helmet on, and try to work out what the hell's going on.
Okay, helmet's now on. So there we go. We have
Oh God!
we have a more appropriate figure
This is
in the
going to be a
mist.
very interesting encounter. Just to clarify, we're still in the... So we really don't want to fight.
And yes, what do you want to do next that you put the helmet on and stood up?
And try to work out. Well, you know, like
You
maybe
can-
move over to. If I've got time, I'll move over toward the goblin.
You can only move half because you stood up.
Okay.
You're standing up, reduce hard your movement most times.
I can just imagine this kind of shoving match as we all try to get in front of Cheval to meet this goblin.
Okay, so that brings us to Samir. What does Samir wish to do? You've heard the sound of weapon being drawn. You see Zal and Cheval having a wrestling match.
Okay. Well then, there's a weapon drawn.
And you hear a
I'm
little
standing
Eep in the background yelling out, "Death to the infidel!"
Which usually means good.
Sorry, what did it say?
Death to the infidel.
Death to the infidel, which is usually what she says when something's good.
Either that or she's
Okay.
backing.
The other thing she usually says is by Gorm.
It's either that or
which
she's backing
is- Yeah.
Right.
Cheval.
Okay, well, in that case, I don't think I want to pull the trigger first here, just in case I'm misreading the situation. I will ready a spell.
Which spell are you readying?
Where
Good question. There's only one goblin, right?
That you can see at this stage, yes.
Don't forget, you have heard Zal yelling at Jamel to put his weapon away
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't
Yep.
want to undo all the work we've done today.
And hopefully not to overload you with info. To put it in context, Calcrix has explained to you how they got a Loki puppet that Eep
GM prepared earlier just in
owns,
case the
and
players
that's why she
didn't
yells
actually
the two
pay
very
attention to what
weird
was going on.
phrases. So you would know that death to the infidel is not encouragement to kill.
Okay. Look, I'll have a.
But hey, you
I'll
can
have
probably
a,
get your biggest kill
oh,
count
oh.
tonight if you want to.
Sorry.
You can probably get your highest kill count tonight if you want to.
It would be funny, not funny.
Oh, I
if
probably
like,
could. That's true.
yeah.
Look, I'll ready a firebolt, which is lightning for me, but I won't attack anyone.
And so that's a cantrip.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
I always have to check because I have to remind players when they prepare ready anything higher than a cantrip that they expend that spell slot even if they don't cast the spell.
Yeah, that's alright. No, that's why I went for the cantrip. Also, I didn't want to overdo it accidentally.
Okay, so Yodri. We have someone readied, and they look like they have magic ready to go. They're not sure exactly where they're sending it. What was the trigger for your readied action?
The goblin attacking.
How do you define that?
I have a feeling this goblin's gonna go ee and run.
That's kind of what I expect as well.
The goblin pulling a weapon or casting a spell.
Okay.
Depends on if my 29 persuasion helps. And Zal grabbing the sword arm of the paladin.
Okay, so basically you'd pick one trigger. You can't generally pick two. So you're saying drawing sword?
If it draws the sword, I'll send it attacking.
Okay. Yodri.
Alright, who's up for breakfast?
Yeah.
Go on!
I love it.
You can suddenly see you're surrounded by three familiars, a bunch of drakes, a axbeak that is staring over the top of you.
Yep. Cool.
And all the animals have basically pretty much
I think
centered on you.
breakfast time or not, you're going to be expected to provide food.
I do. I've got noodles. Bags full of the crap.
I was going to say, are you a good cook?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And you hear from the entryway the goblin saying, "Accept your challenge," and pulls out his sword and then gets firebolted.
What? Accept your challenge?
There's someone pulled out a sword, which basically was a challenge. And then so he did the formal accept your challenge in return, and then gets firebolted.
I was going to say, is Calcrix
Oh,
being
he gets
away
lightning through the
mean
face.
that she
Yeah.
can somehow absorb that?
Firstly, there'll be an attack roll from our Samir, because that was Samir's trigger, was he pulled a sword. Whether it was in attack or not, he was drawing a sword. And unfortunately, I had already worked out what he was doing on his turn, which was drawing his sword and accepting the challenge.
It looks like it's within range too. It's kind of having maybe.
Oh, anything on the
Draw a
board is
sword.
within range.
Yeah, I know. So they're 5 foot squares, I think.
They are 5 foot squares.
Yep. So again, it's the paladin's fault.
Hopefully, I am in the way.
Maybe there's cover.
I ignore cover.
Okay, well,
Well,
I think this
I'm,
is an ex-goblin.
as I said, I'm hoping my large size means that when I stepped in the way, and I did step in the way to purposely protect the goblin, I'm hoping that's enough for me to get the...
Okay, if it doesn't kill him, I'm going to be worried then. Actually, I'm going to be worried if it
Okay,
does.
so what armor class did your firebolt lightning effect hit?
Goblin's
sorry.
white toast.
That's... So I roll an 18 for the attack.
That's easy.
So that would be a 27 for the attack roll.
So on a 27, that makes it an automatic critical hit.
Oh god.
Yeah, that would affect me with no problems either.
So you get to roll the damage and then double it.
Is there any
Okay.
chance this goblin could survive?
It's a polymorph dragon or a polymorph giant.
That,
Well,
this
it's actually a
is
20th
exactly
level.
why I stepped in front of it, but I should have been more. My intention is to completely cover the goblin from any attacks.
Well, okay, we've got
I'll know better for next time.
Oh, there's breakfast.
Right, so
We are not eating goblin.
we might be. It's getting electrocuted, so what's the bonus of my cantrips again? It's I got it's plus 3d6. There we go.
So that's 66 damage to it.
Nope.
Does anyone have resurrect?
That's what I was thinking. I don't have it.
I
Raised
want to
dead.
have it, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
unfortunately that goes onto the domain of the gods, which are crazy, so...
Right.
No, I don't think I've got
That's so if that would be 50 damage.
Okay, so your bolt strikes out, and there's nothing left of the goblin after it hits it, with bits and pieces of it flying everywhere.
Okay.
Yep.
And the loud clatter of the sword as you hear horns start sounding down the
Oh
corridors.
my god.
Oh, sorry. It should actually be more than that. I apologize. But yeah, he's super dead. It's not 3D. It's plus 3d10. Yeah, he's he got smoked.
Yeah, he had 10 hit points, so...
And it's it's substituted with thunder, so it's no resisting it. It's just goodbye.
I give Samir a pointed look.
He drew a sword.
No,
I
Calcraft
was-
is going to lose her
Until he
shit
drew a
in
weapon.
just a second.
He drew a sword.
Calcraft
wanted to
is
fight, he got
absolutely
one.
going to lose her shit.
Cheval's not the bad person.
And now that that's happened, and Samir's triggered turn has happened, we're now on to Chauvel's go, because we're still in initiative. You have not left initiative yet.
Does anyone have Revivify?
Chauvel. Revivify
And
only
he was
works if
one
the
part with
party's
thunder. I don't know if you can do that.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's why
That's
you
why it's
need
obliterated, yeah.
you need resurrect, because
No,
unfortunately in the
wouldn't it be-
Tuesday party we did this to a group of people, and the warlock did have resurrection, and that was able to resurrect them.
Back to Chauvel. What is Chauvel doing now that the target of your challenge has been obliterated by the party?
No. I'm going to correct that by Samir.
Well, it's still acting on behalf of the party.
Hey, people have got my back apparently.
Of course it has to be the religious nuts.
First things first.
Yeah.
I'm shaking this failed ranger off my arm.
Okay. So yes, you spend a action. Give me. Does Zal allow himself to be pushed aside?
I try and resist, but it
Okay.
probably feels like
So that would be a opposed athletics check to see if you manage to hold on.
$22.
26.
Close.
Okay, so
I'm not shoved away completely, but you do shove me
Off.
what does Chauvel wish to do?
Did you actually listen to Zol and put your weapon away?
Nope. I'm pretty sure last time Zol met with goblins, it wasn't friendly. So
But we are in a place of where we've been met with peace, where we've been told that if you raise weapons, etc., we've seen that all these goblins are in servitude to these hill giants. We've just spent a lot of time and effort negotiating with these giants.
But
for
did
peace.
anyone let Cheval know that?
Yes.
Because Cheval was not at the session last session.
Yes, we would have told you.
Yeah, yeah. We would have informed you of our progress, but next time at the start of game, I'll make sure I.
Well, no,
I
we
put that in.
did go through that at the start of the game with the recap.
Yeah, well, yeah, yes, but
Cheval saw a goblin, got startled, drew her weapon.
We're
Well,
in
you
a
can
city
specifically
full of the
tell
damn things.
Not to draw weapons.
yeah, but Samir is also, you know, yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so so back to Chauvel.
It's-
What was
it's-
Chauvel doing?
it's a mess.
You've pushed Zal off you. Were you heading towards where the goblin was?
No, I'm staying with the party.
Okay. So it is now Zal's turn. You're on the ground at the moment.
I stand up.
You want to go round 3 for wrestling?
So you're upstanding.
I really feel like throwing a cantrip in your face.
Okay.
You can still hear horns and alarms going off down the hallways.
Oh, God.
I need the magic.
Well, I did state that I had prepared for the worst.
Yes.
And
You
I thought
basically
it was
prepared
incredible.
for the religious nutters to go off.
Hey, I'm not a religious nutter. I'm just quick to the draw.
Can I reiterate to the paladin, put your damn sword away, and I'm gonna turn around and walk towards the corridor, with my hands free of weapons in a sort of conciliatory gesture.
Mm-hmm. And what is Calcrix doing?
Don't know if I can or if it's wise. I'm going to see if I can.
Can you please?
The only thing I've
sit on the
really
paladin?
got, and correct me if this is an unwise thing, is I'm going to try and contact the outer plane, see if I can contact one of my gods that might have the capacity to resurrect, and then
It may take a
deal
while
with
to
them.
contact them.
It may. But that is really all Calcrix has, and
You'd
she
probably
does
do it.
not want to go to war with these
You
people.
probably do it out of combat.
Yep.
Because combat will most likely happen before you get very far.
My other option was to also see if I can use one of the spells I've got here to figure out what the best course of action from this point is. Is that also out of combat?
Which one?
Trying to figure out which one's the best one for it. Legend Lore is about an artifact. I do have clairvoyance, but that's a sensing thing.
Augury?
Sorry?
Augury might help. I don't know.
Unfortunately, I don't have augury, which would be really
Auguries
good.
also get a
Yeah,
real
it's
woe or
I know.
beyond woe or
Sensory.
Well, we
underside.
could ask, negotiate. If we negotiated, what are we getting? Real or woe?
No, true seeing won't do it again. You see, guidance would be good, but I'm not a druid. That's the kind of thing that I want. I'm pretty sure I don't have any spells that allow me to do that. Is that correct?
Okay, I will give Calcrix a history roll.
Ooh, I'm gonna use like a chaos to reroll because that's a 5 and that's not gonna do it. You can go there. Please don't let me down, Mr. Sparkly Dice. I spent a lot of money on you. Oh, fuck. No. Sorry. Fail. failed.
Well,
Yeah. Failed.
natural one.
Yeah, absolutely failed.
Well,
So yeah,
Just so you reckon, come up with a way to give you a reroll.
can't do anything.
okay, so think of the most absurd thing that you can think of to actually save the party, and that's what you believe will work.
Great. So you break out in a breakdance.
I'm not good at absurd, but I have had a dance off recently, so that's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
Well, you probably believe that you can dance your way out of this.
No. Okay, so Calcrix wonders whether or not there's a ritual where dancing could resurrect the goblin. Like, the most ridiculous dance.
I can think of
Well,
one from
she
Babylon 5
wishes.
that might work.
Yeah, but yeah. Is that enough, wishing that, or should it actually be, should I try and come up with something absurd? I'm not good at thinking of absurd things. I can leave it to you to come up with something absurd.
Well, the absurd thing is you can play rock, papers, fist with the goblins and see which ones they, who wins.
Okay. Is there a D&D version of something like that?
So, rock, paper, fist.
I think I like the dance off better in terms of absurdity.
You've also got rock, paper, breath.
You are known for your jazz wings.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, I'll go with
full
the hoping that somehow a
Yodri.
dance off will work.
Pylon to Chevelle. So Paladin Pylon. So they're currently scuffling there, aren't they?
Well, the paladin's free of everyone. So you could be the first onto the paladin.
Tackle.
So, athletics check.
Yep.
Versus the paladin.
27.
What is the
I'm good at athletics.
What is the paladin's athletics to oppose it?
28.
Okay, you managed to stop the halfling from landing a pinning blow.
God, he's bathed in grease, or she's bathed in grease.
And you can see the halfling's hands just swinging at the length of your arms.
Is this the typical my hand on head kind of no, stop?
Very much so.
Oh, cool. Next step, grab arm, throw.
Okay, so Samir, you're now up.
I am. I'm gonna go. Basically, walk over towards where I blew up the goblin to see if there's any other enemies coming. Given that we already had one try to enter the cave and draw a sword.
Enemies.
Dude entered our house where we were staying and
They
drew a
didn't.
weapon. That's
They were in the
not
doorway.
appropriate. And I blew his brains out his ears.
I need
If he
2
has
seconds.
friends and
I
they
need
try to
2
do the same
seconds.
thing,
I'll be back
they
in
have
2
to.
seconds. Or a minute. Give me a minute. I just need to
Okay. So we're up to Chevelle.
Chevelle will finally listen to
Did
Zara.
I? Sorry, did I miss something? I walked over to where the goblins were. Was there anything, or?
No, you haven't seen anything yet. You hadn't gotten all the way there.
Ah, okay,
You've
cool.
missed
That's
the
fine.
remark.
Oh, sorry, I don't have a gauge of distance.
That's
That's all.
because you blend into the background.
Okay, all right, fine. It means I can detach myself from the situation.
I'm
Enough-
actually going
none
to
of
give you a
my
go after Chevelle.
Okay.
Yeah, Chevelle will put her sword away, thinking that there's no threat.
Okay, so now we go to Anton, and Anton can make a history roll now with advantage.
Me?
Yeah, because you're the one who paying attention to the giants were on.
I
there.
know nothing about any of it. I have no idea. Is this I presume this is intelligence? Because I know nothing about
Could be
it.
wisdom.
Could be wisdom. Well, I'll claim wisdom because my intelligence is crap. 20.
Okay, so you do know as the regalia of the Black Knight, the goblins will listen to you.
Okay. But what about the giants?
The goblins are the ones who have the issue with you at this point.
Okay, all right. Okay. I was going to. My plan was to cast false life because I think things are going south really badly, very quickly, and now looks like a good time to cast it. And I will also walk toward the doorway.
Okay. Okay, so you hear the sounds of many feet rushing. Oh no.
How far does lightning bounce around?
It was just a firebolt, but
Yeah, no, but this elf is known for throwing lightning bolts.
that's true.
It was thunder, by the way. It wasn't fire because my substitute.
Oh, thunder's alright because you can't cast it indoors. Unless there's a hole in the roof.
Like that.
Okay. Lots of goblins.
Okay, so they come running in with weapons drawn.
I can just see you turn around and go, "Death to the infidels," and pointing to the elf.
The question would be, considering we only have one elf, there's do some here. So, Sal, you're up. You can see
Yeah,
that.
that would go badly.
You can see that two of your number have moved up to the front. Chauvel has submitted and put her sword away. And the sound of many goblins coming can be heard in the doorway.
Yeah, so I should be either at the doorway or facing them in the corridor. Because I had him to move out.
Okay.
So I was going out with my hands up in a sort of desultory manner, like hold on, guys. And basically try and stop them from charging with weapons drawn.
So here's Zal right here. And goblins are all the way back here.
I can't quite see that. Alright, so sorry, what was
Zal. Goblins.
Oh, I thought I'd moved out further than that.
You moved to where Chauvel was. Chauvel was not in the doorway.
Well, no, at the end of... So, when I got shook off, I told the paladin to put his sword away, and then I walked away towards the door.
Well, you had been dealing with the paladin right next to the dragon.
Yeah.
And
So whatever movement I had left over from that turn, I was moving towards the door.
so you moved last turn.
Yes. To try and stop the goblins, or at least meet the goblins.
Well, that would be where you would have gotten last turn.
Alright, okay, cool. I will keep going.
You'll keep going.
And I will basically try to just stop the goblins with words and say, slow down.
What do you say in what language?
Well, I know goblin, so I would say it in goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And just be basically like halt your actions to the goblins.
Okay, give me what you say in one-syllable words.
Stop running.
That's two.
No kill. Stop. No
Stop.
kill. No kill.
Stop now, or elf kill you.
No, just stop.
Stop, we friends.
It's always interesting when you put limitations on how they say it.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have to roll; you just had to say it in in one syllable words.
Yep.
That there. Oops.
Elf. Bad.
Yeah, basically, like stop, listen.
Or die.
No, I do not say that.
So stop, list.
No, stop, and well, stop, listen.
Listen's two
No,
syllables.
it's either stop.
Sorry.
You could say stop, talk.
Yeah.
Stop,
no,
hear me.
Stop, talk.
Okay.
The main emphasis is in stop.
So I'm going to give you a persuasion roll, no advantage or disadvantage, because we couldn't quite get a good conversation out there.
So you've cast a spell of confusion on them.
No, because everyone's trying to weigh in their hands.
Because you're talking more than one syllables.
I
It's
didn't
not the
talk
room,
of
my
more
turn,
than one
presumably.
syllable. I said
You said
stop.
running on your
Said
first
listen.
attempt. You also said listen.
Syllable.
No, it's not. Listen. I have to clap enough for you.
Just I yelled stop then. What was it again, Martin?
Persuasion roll.
Persuasion.
Great, not my best one, but anyway.
Could you please bring the
We need it.
because in case I need to look stuff up.
18.
18. Okay. You think they might be listening to you, even though you were a bit confusing in how you're saying it. A few starting and stopping, as you're not very good at Goblin just yet.
Well, I haven't had much practice in it, so, you know.
And then we're up to Calcrix.
Sorry.
Calcrix is a lot better at Goblin than me.
So we've had the Dread Knight going forward. We've had the Murderous Flying Elf going forward. We've had the Failed Ranger going forward.
Mm-hmm. And what are we facing at the moment?
A horde of goblins
Okay.
with weapons drawn, yelling.
She'll use her jazz wings and intimidation, I guess, is the best word for
So
it.
you move up as well.
Yeah, and
Could go for the opposite.
she the charisma.
So you're going for awe.
Yeah, or that's the right word. Sorry, I can't think of good terms. So I don't want to put them in fear for the life. I want
And what language do you speak in when you're intimidated?
Goblin, because I can speak Goblin.
Can you also speak in one-syllable words?
Calcric, does she need to? Why does she need to?
If you can, you get a bonus on the roll.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Look
all right.
at me. Look at me. Pretty. Oh no. Look
Pretty's two
good.
syllables.
No, look good.
I look great.
Stop. Hear me. First.
Okay.
Do a roll.
Sure.
Oh, I've got 5 more to go into the dice jail, so let's see how it goes. One of the less readable ones, that's 15.
So a good roll.
So I think that's about 25. If it's just I think it might actually be like a little bit higher, but.
So yes, everyone hears the dragon roaring goblin. As you were doing an intimidation.
Yeah, but I meant it like as in awe-inspiring, not make scared and run away.
Well, hey, scared and run away is still effective in the sense of not mass murdering.
To be honest,
I have
it might
no idea
actually
what
be
anyone's
safer for
saying.
them
This
if
is going
they
to be
do
very interesting.
run away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more just to try and bring the situation to a halt.
You've seen 3 party members walk up to the door without weapons.
And start yelling and screaming.
Okay, so your turn.
In a weird language.
Yes, but
I
I
cast
think
tongues.
you guys are smart enough to realize that we're
Okay.
speaking their language.
Suddenly, you can understand the din coming towards you.
Even?
You can understand the din of the goblins coming
the dinner
towards you.
sound.
You're all yelling alarm,
Climb up.
alarm, alarm. And half of the sounds of stuff is actually them screaming.
Mm.
But hey, goblin screaming alarm is definitely alarming. So what else do? You've got. The others have all moved forward.
I'll actually start moving forward, but non-threatening.
That's what I wanted to say. In a commanding rather than threatening manner. Finally, the words come.
Okay, so we're now over to Chauvel. We missed Samir. Samir's go. How will Samir deal with these horde of goblins screaming and yelling and waving weapons?
Yeah. To be honest, my initial thought is to blow them all up. Just get them out of my face. I don't like. One drew a weapon and now they're all charging. It doesn't seem like a particularly friendly way to go about this. So
The point
Will-
that look at the paladin before also happened to you. Just by.
yeah.
What's Samir's intelligence, just out of curiosity?
Well, not brilliant. Neither is her wisdom.
Okay.
She spent too much of her life cloistered in the mountains to really know much of anything and to interpret what's going on around her.
Fair enough.
This is the issue.
I'm
Just
wondering, whether her observation or, all of that would come together, especially considering where we are and what our not commission contract goal was when we came here. Whether or not she's got the capacity to take that into context, but it's really up
the
to
answer
you.
is probably no, because
Yeah.
her life has been cloistered in a hill and then
Yeah.
thrown into a war.
Yeah, because
So she's
I
only
really
known
don't know much about Samir, so yeah.
So outside of living in a cloistered community where she was not allowed anything, she was then pushed off into the war effort. So it's literally been two polar extremes.
Yeah. Well, these are the things.
And goblins are the forefront of the enemies of the elves of the Tree of Life.
Yeah, well, that's what, because Calcus doesn't know Samir very well. It's really hard and me as a player in terms of knowing the character.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's good to have the context.
Though you do have people around you at the moment, so they can easily say a couple of words, up to 5.
If I've got the opportunity, I will say to the group, please do not attack. Defense only.
Please do not attack is fine. Defense only would be beyond that.
Please use defense only.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. Got it.
If I've got the sense
right,
that
fine.
people aren't understanding the situation.
So yes, the big wise dragon, as the elves do venerate dragons still, has suggested that you use defense only.
Okay.
How
That's
shall
good to me.
Samir defense them to death?
I will
She
tell
will
you in 2
cast-
seconds. I just
She will cast defense.
Yeah.
yeah.
And throw a massive fence at them.
Yep.
Hey, if this was
No,
Pathfinder, you just have to create a shoddy fence between you and them, and that would kill far more of them than you could imagine.
Yep.
Yeah. There's the infamous goblin raid where more goblins killed themselves trying to get over a fence than they did doing the mission.
What do I have? For some reason, I had blindness as target. Oh, right. I can make it target multiple creatures with spell slots above second level.
Did you say
Alright,
blindness?
Yeah, blindness and deafness.
Oh wow.
As in sending the entire lot of
Yeah.
them tracking.
Yeah, that's impressive.
How many goblins are there?
Okay, 1, 2.
A horde.
You can see at least 10 to 15.
Persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right there.
Right. Well, in that case, I am going to cast. I will cast blindness and deafness. Oh, I'll choose blindness. On the first. The first 5 with as a bonus action.
So you would realise you are now attacking them again.
And that's actually a
I'm
6th level
using
spell if you're casting on 5.
Mm-hmm.
I know. That's okay.
Right.
And that's... Yeah, well, I was told to defend. I'm stopping them from attacking. That's, like, the definition of defense.
I should have definitely said do not attack instead of defend only, but regrets for later.
Okay.
I'm stopping them from attacking. It's...
So what is the DC of your spells?
The DC of that one... Yeah. So my spell save DC is...
What a pity elves are.
17. 17 is the DC for that one.
And it's will save? Wisdom save?
Constitution
Constitution
negates.
save.
It's a Constitution
It's
save.
even
Yeah.
worse.
Okay, so you see 4 of them are sort of staring off into the distance as you yell out your spell.
Okay. And for the line behind, I'll hit them with a Web of Fairy Force.
Can that be done as a bonus action?
No, that's the standard action. The first one was bonus action.
Okay.
Or I can do it in the other order, whatever works.
Well, I was just curious.
Uh,
So you can
I
cast.
don't think I can.
So you can cast your blindness as a bonus action.
Yes, because it's a standard action, and I have quick and meta magic.
Okay. Does that increase that? That uses up a spell point.
It sure does.
Yeah, just checking.
Yep.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it
yeah.
uses spell point.
So we have a web around these guys. And you hear a large gong go off in the distance.
Okay, here comes the giants.
Yay.
I stopped them. I did what I was asked.
You were told to defend only, not to stop them, but
Chevelle, you're up.
That's
this is a difference in opinion. Can you take a photo from that side so that I can...
Chevelle. Yes.
This got out of hand really quickly.
Generally does when I put out a battle map. That's
that-
why I don't always put them out.
Yep, so this escalated quite quickly.
attacked.
And I've got
I was told not to attack, so now I've
got
gotten.
nothing
I've stopped.
to subdue a crazed elf. I've got water
I'm not
blast.
crazed. That's a horde.
We're in a city
Like,
full
5 or
of them,
6
so
is
this
hardly
is
a horde of goblins.
just wait until the giants run up.
There's 15. And when the giants come in, I'll take their eardrums and hit them like a gong.
So what is Chevelle doing?
Chauvel will glow a fiery red color and flash her wings as wide as they can.
There's Chauvel.
Oh, Chauvel's there. Okay, too easy. The goblins probably can't see her, yeah?
No, a dragon's providing very good cover between you
Oh.
and them.
Well, no. The thing is,
Well, actually,
What's
very
happening-
ineffective considering Samir keeps managing to hit them.
what's happening is you're lighting up the dragon. So behind the dragon is actually this nice light behind her.
Backlit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're backlighting the dragon to make her look even more impressive.
Uh,
I'm stuck. I definitely need to get non.
I thought that made a good Chauvel representation.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Can I have a look at the magic book, please? Sorry, I'm not
okay.
sorry.
Short. Doesn't work on elms.
Chauvel will. Chauvel will wait to see what happens.
Okay. Bringing us to Anton. We've just seen a bunch of them get trapped in a web, and you can hear wards being triggered.
This is not something I'm any good at. But I'm going to lean into the whole concept of them thinking I'm the Black Knight. And I'm going to try and sound commanding and intimidating. Hold! Stand down! Try to, anyway.
Also focus that on the elf too.
So you get to make a
That doesn't work on me.
intimidation check with advantage.
Okay. I do not have skill in this.
Alright.
Could I say Constitution to put strength into
Sure.
it? I'll say con modifier. 15.
It's not a bad roll. As you feel the stones around you echo with your voice.
Okay. Sounds impressive, alright.
Well, you are doing it through the Dread Helm. Okay, you see the goblins pause.
Okay.
Some of them don't have a choice in pausing because, hey, they're
I know,
webbed.
they're webbed and some are blinded and...
And most of them are eyeing off the webbing with that look of hunger. And quite a few of them who are webbed are quite happy to be webbed right now as they're chewing on the webbing.
Yeah, but you got the after effects. It summons ants.
That's probably just a delicacy.
Insect swarm.
Oh, that's the next part of the combo is I summon web and then just summon giant ants.
Okay. So yes, they seem to have stopped running towards you. And you hear the sound of giant footsteps coming your way.
And guess what? That's a small one.
Oh, that could be the chieftain was much bigger than the others.
Okay, so it is Zal's turn.
Is it somebody a good diplomat here?
Yeah, me,
Yeah, me.
usually. No, not Samir.
Probably
what-
better than most of you at it.
That's where it's bad elf, bad winged elf.
Yeah, I'm not good at deception. I'm great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, but your form of training is from the Jedi training.
Either with us or against us.
Very much so. They drew a weapon. They got punished.
I think from memory, well, I don't know how to speak Dolphin, so I'm going to cast. Was it tongues?
Yeah, tongues is the one that makes you be able to speak it as a native.
Yep. On myself. Because I'm pretty sure Calcrix can also speak Jolton.
I can speak giant and goblin. I also, I think, am supposed to have extra influence with both species because I'm a dragon. Plus, I've got my coffee craft magic, which adds to my diplomacy and capacity to talk to and understand multiple races.
I thought that only
But that's
works
limited within the narrator's limitations.
Yeah, I thought that works when we stop to have a cup of coffee.
No, I can kind of pull it out at any point, which is how I stopped the Avatar from killing Camdu and Cheval.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I just pulled out a
Coffee time.
thing in the middle of the horde.
Yep. Essentially, I'm when I cast tongues, can I see the giant?
You can see the giant. It's quite large compared to the goblins.
Would it be within hearing range of me now?
It would definitely be in hearing range of you. It could almost reach you from where it is.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
If it had a reach weapon, it would definitely reach you.
Yeah.
You're at the front, Zal.
I'll kind of bow and say in Jolton, please stay your hand. There has been a misunderstanding.
Okay. Give me a persuasion roll.
Can I use insight? Because I know what we've come here for, and I know the severity of what this could mean.
Sure, I'll give you insight instead.
Severity, yes. We die here.
yeah. Oh shit. Mochi, shush. Oops. 21.
Okay, you seem to be quite eloquent in your discussions. Calcrix is up. You seem to have gotten them to pause momentarily.
I wanted to find out what the consequences of casting Resilience Sphere on someone is. Can they break out of it? Is
No.
it an attack?
Resilience Sphere generally just is like a put someone away for a while.
So it's not an attack.
It's something that can stop someone from attacking or
Defend someone.
defend someone who's being attacked.
Okay. Would the coffee craft be a better use of this action at this moment? I have a feeling you understand why I'm asking about Resilience Sphere.
It would stop another accident from happening.
Yes. So I'm trying to decide if I should use up my action on that or use my action on trying to stop an attack.
I think putting the elf in timeout would probably be a good idea.
It would also stop them retaliating if that was their intent.
Okay. Well, I will
That's a good idea.
attempt to do
I've
that,
got
I
spells that do
guess,
that too.
and hope that
Okay.
it's not taken
think
the
of
wrong
that.
way.
What level's that?
I haven't got that one. I've got Eldritch Cube, which is 5th level.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay,
The only thing I've got is Eldritch
so
Blast, which is not good.
Elf
for you.
can choose to intentionally fail the saving throw to be safely protected, or can make a dexterity saving throw to shake off the dragon's protection.
Okay, Eldritch Q's does damage, so it's not a very good one.
What does Samir wish to do?
Banishment would be the other option.
Samir is not a fan of being put in timeout. That is for damn sure.
No, you got a feeling of protection.
That's
being
everybody
trust.
else's wording for it. Kalkrik's view is that Samir doesn't understand what's going on right now and needs time to get context. So she is literally trying to protect you from the giants and from all the other people. So her intentions aren't, Spanky put into timeout. Her intention is, I don't know Samir very well, but it's clear she doesn't have a good understanding of this situation. And this is going to be really bad if it goes the wrong way. So I would like her to make an informed decision before she decides to annihilate this group of people. That's where Kalkrix is coming from.
Plus, it would stop Samir from being harmed by whatever's
Yes.
coming around the corner.
It will also protect you. So it has dual things, because you've caused the most damage, so you're more likely going to be the target of the really big, very powerful earth magic giant that's coming our way.
Hmm. How long's the cube last for?
As
Just
long,
a minute.
as long as the dragon concentrates, or up to a minute.
Yeah, so a minute max. Or if I can only concentrate for 10 seconds, 10 seconds. But no more than 60. Which is why I was choosing that, because it's very short.
Okay, but if she comes out and there's bad guys still in the area, she's going to blow them up.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea is to try and explain to you that these aren't actually bad guys. That, as Zal is saying, it's a big misunderstanding, and Zal
She hasn't
and,
understood.
yeah,
You
we're
know,
trying
like,
to...
everything has been spoken in Goblin and Giant. There's been nothing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, like,
Kalkrix
there's
would have
no-
spoken to you in normal language. But, limited to 5 words, there's a lot of range to misunderstand what she said. So, that's why she's trying to get time to actually...
And on the bright side, if combat does occur in that time frame, you can go bowling for goblins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
And,
I'll go in here.
look, if it looks like it's going to go really bad, Kalkrix isn't going to leave you defenseless. She'll just remove the sphere.
So what it is, a
Oh, like-
ball.
Yeah, it's a sphere. You can actually move it.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah. It's that's not what I intended.
Okay, so we could play.
The idea is
all
not to
of the
cause
dolphin.
insult or anything. The idea is to try and bring Samir up to speed, rather than scold or anything like that. Kalkrix doesn't see Samir as a child or anything like that. She just thinks she needs knowledge.
Samir is going to allow you to use the spell.
Okay, so Samir is surrounded by a protective force field.
I believe it's
Yodri's up to Yodri.
next. Yeah,
Yep.
Yodri.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Hide behind the ball.
No. I'm really tempted to bloody kick that ball around.
If you
That's
kick that
not
ball
be
around,
fun.
Kalkrix is going to be in so much trouble, and Samira is going to be really miffed.
It's not often you see an elf in a ball.
Yeah, no.
The spear can be picked up and moved by other creatures. It doesn't really say how difficult
Unfortunately,
that
if
is.
you
Not particularly difficult at all.
Yeah, it's like somebody in one of those inflatable ball things.
have you seen Angry Dragon before? Because if you kick the ball, you will see Angry Dragon.
No, I'm going to be running towards them, yelling, "Wait, talk,
Yeah.
wait, talk."
Okay, so we're now up to Samir, who's currently in protective safety.
Go for some.
You can roll your sphere.
The first thing you do notice is you're now cut off from that terrible smell of goblin stench.
Oh,
Well, that's a bonus, I
God.
guess.
You didn't realize how bad it was until you were cut off from it.
that's fine. Well, given that I've got time here, I might as well get myself ready for a fight. So I'll cast Blur on myself.
It's actually a good spell.
Mm-hmm.
I considered that myself, but I didn't have enough spells.
Okay, so the inside of the ball just shimmers.
This just gets
How long does
worse.
blue last for?
I believe it lasts for about a minute.
In
Is
other
that
words-
about
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so basically when the sphere runs out, his blue runs out.
Unless combat starts beforehand
Did you want to
and the spear
reconsider
is
the
dropped.
spell, Samir?
Yeah, I was just looking at that actually, so I didn't have the time frame in front of me.
Before we move on, it's
Yeah.
probably a good moment to reconsider whether or not you want to do that
Hello,
one.
darkness, my
Yeah.
old friend.
You can prepare to cast blur when you need
Yeah, yeah. Maybe delay it for once the sphere
Yeah,
ends.
I'll give it
comes
a.
into
I can
play.
give it a round anyway.
Like use catapult on that spell.
Disrespect, that's it. Calcrix doesn't want to disrespect Samir.
to. Arcane Hand also works.
I've got mage hand.
I've
Not,
got
not Mage Hand, Arcane Hand, the big one. Okay, so that brings us to Cheval. You just notice that there's a big glowing ball next to the dragon with an elf inside.
Okay.
Yep, so we've got a Pokemon elf.
Look, when you throw the ball,
And you have
it will pop
flashbacks.
These
out,
guys are
and there'll
not
be a
making it
big
easier.
flash, and then there'll be a lot of damage.
And so
Yeah.
Cheval has a lot of flashbacks to the Isle of Dread.
Yep. Cool. I'm staying well away from that.
Okay, over to Anton.
There's a giant coming, isn't there? Like others, I don't speak giant, so I will cast tongues. I don't know that I can contribute with much to the discussion, but I'll do my best.
You're the figure face. They like you.
Yeah,
no,
aren't
the
you
goblins,
knight? Yeah,
not necessarily the
giant, maybe
giants.
not.
So I'll cast tongues on myself.
Well, currently out of the scale, you're a lot higher up than the elf.
Okay, so the giant comes to the entryway, climbing over the web.
I think that brings it back around to Zal.
And you see it holding a axe that just seems to have a blade of nothingness.
Oh, okay. That's impressive.
It basically seems to be it's like it's destroying the air as it passes through it.
Oh, wow. Looks really cool.
It looks really dangerous. Reminds me of a Vorpal blade.
It's a void
that
blade.
was- I figured out what I would have done on my turn instead of the blow thing.
What was that?
Draw, drown,
Did you want to
What did you want to do on your turn?
draw, drown.
What's that?
Roll.
Roll around.
No, the
Broad
weapon.
round?
Draw, drown.
Oh,
the
okay.
trident.
You draw the trident. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it's more of a pull it off the back sort of thing.
It's
Yeah.
autonomy though, so you've got to allow it.
But hey, you're in the ball, so you're not exactly threatening at this stage.
That's,
No, but I'm
that's the
also
hope.
sitting there preparing for a fight because I don't think this is going well.
Okay, so we're now up to Zol, and you're looking up and seeing something that just feels like it's pulling you towards it. It's like it's got its own gravity.
Way.
Sorry, what's like it's got its own gravity?
The axe that the person's
okay,
holding.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll say the same thing again. To the giant, please, stay your axe. We've had a misunderstanding. We would like to work it out.
Okay. And with the giant there, you're now out of combat unless you want to do something specific at this stage.
Out of combat sounds good.
Why don't you have, doing the diplomacy thing instead of just stabby stab?
Yeah. I guess guess it will be try to do the diplomacy thing.
As she says, state your case.
Okay, well, walk up, pull out a table from my bag of holding, put it there.
The question will be is who will be stating the case? Is it I'm happy to, but I don't want to overtake anyone else who wants to speak up first. Like Zal,
I mean,
for
I
instance,
would
or-
guess it would make most sense for Zol, because Zol
Yep. That's-
is your herald. But is it okay if I talk with my lady dragon?
If you wanna do it, you're welcome to.
Yeah. No, basically, I want to say to the giant, is it alright if I speak to my lady dragon, Calcrix, for a second, before we state our case?
He says, you have 10 minutes, she says.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
pretty generous.
If you can't make your case in 10 minutes, I'll be done with you.
Yeah.
Now pull out a barrel, and then fill it up with booze.
Basically, I'll turn around to Calcrix and switch to Draconic, because I would really hope that they don't know Draconic.
Do we know if this is the giant that we've been talking to?
This
or
is
it
the
the-
giant you've been talking to, the leader of the community.
I would suggest that they may have a good chance of understanding Draconic, but I don't mind if you try. I've got nothing to hide from her.
Basically, I'll ask you, do you want to explain things to Samir while I explain things to what's her Lady G?
Lady Gar.
Lady G.
I actually feel that you having known Samir a lot longer than I have, it might actually be better for you to explain things to her. I don't know if she will trust me. I've not been with you guys very long.
Okay, well, Samir hasn't been with us very long either, but I see your point. I am happy to explain things to Samir, and try and get her to calm down,
Yeah.
and see a bit of sense.
Just
While
before
you
you do that, I'll remove the sphere from her. Oh,
No,
actually, we should
don't
leave it
do
in place,
that.
shouldn't we? Sorry, I'm tired.
Yes.
All of my joints are telling me about the storm that's coming tomorrow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
No, that,
leave it in
makes more
place, because
sense to
I can
leave it.
enter it, can't I?
No, you can't. So, how big is it again? I think
15-foot diameter, I think.
it's not huge.
It's big enough to cover the person you're doing
Yeah.
it with, and it will shrink
Yeah.
to that size.
Yeah, so yeah, you can't get into it, but you can certainly stand close enough to have a private conversation with.
It doesn't stop sound, but it will stop an energy attack. So if it was
Yeah.
a thunder attack, it would stop it.
Yeah.
But
Right, okay.
It also stops water, other substances, but you can still speak.
Oh, okay,
through it.
right. As long as I can still converse with Samir, that's
Which is
fine,
an
but please
interesting form
please
of
don't
a
drop it
force
yet.
wall, because most force walls actually block sound as well.
Yeah, doesn't actually say it blocks sound.
But
They normally say when it does.
please reassure Samir that my intention is not to just protect her, but protect all members of this party at whatever the cost,
Yep.
regardless of how this happened,
Yep.
and not as a means of disrespecting or what's the infringing on her autonomy in any way, because as you know, Calcrix is very much against any kind of enslavement, things like that, so she's very reluctant to cast spells on other party members, but also very afraid, having witnessed the power of these earth magic people, that this particular giant could indeed wipe us out no matter how strong we are.
Yep. I'm happy with that course of action.
Yep.
I will ask the paladin to
Yep.
come with me as well. And basically like get everyone away from the door. And let you talk with
Martin, did you say that the knight has particular influence in these circles?
He does.
I would probably just request Anton as kind of a
Snack.
companion.
Snack.
Because of course it never hurts to have as much influence as possible, and knowing that the knight and the helm have significance, I would use every ounce of that advantage I can
I
get.
thought you'd appreciate the scale.
I might need to take another photo with my phone because I can't see that. I'm just going to check the cameras up. There you go.
Yep. If Anton is also happy to be part of this parlay, then
If it'll help, I'm happy
Yeah.
to participate.
I was going to say, otherwise, I think too many cooks will be disruptive, but at least one other person.
So I
You don't
will
have
give
any particular
Yodri.
persuasive skills, do you?
I
Me?
will give
I am
Yodri.
very persuasive.
Oh, well,
I'll give Yodri an Arcana check.
I was going to say maybe Mr. Persuasive too. I know Samir is very persuasive, but I think in this instance, not in a good way.
No, it's a 13. It was about to be a 1. If it was a 1, I could re-roll it.
So total of 13?
Yeah.
Okay, looking at it, you do recognize the effects of void magic.
Void magic. Wow.
Oh, great.
It's something that warlocks also dabble in.
Okay. Does Jotri say anything to us about void magic? You can
It's
choose
generally magic learnt from the creatures that live between worlds,
not to. Oh, I see.
such as Cthulhu.
Okay.
Such as the lady below.
Yeah. Who's the lady below it?
His sponsor.
Ah, I see. That'd be why you recognise.
Well, that's why I'm also scared of it.
Yeah, so I might take Mr. Persuasive with me as well,
Mhm.
particularly since he understands void magic, or what void magic is. Calcrix has never heard of it, I presume.
Well, it's not something the dragons don't practice.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, knowing nothing about it, yeah, I'll do that. So, Cheval, Samir, and
Wouldn't the
Zal?
Shadow Dragons practice that?
They don't practice void magic.
Okay.
Void magic is generally practiced by crazy people as far as dragons are concerned.
So gods.
yeah.
More the mortals who believe they're gods.
Mm.
But they end up becoming gods because of their craziness.
Gods be crazy.
Mm.
So yes, you sit down and have a conversation with Lady Gar.
Okay, I'll pull out my coffee if that's appropriate,
Yeah.
like my ceremony thing, if it's appropriate.
She will happily partake in the coffee. She has one of her, a bunch of her hobgoblin servants upsize her serving.
I beg for forgiveness. Is it Queen Gar or
Lady, she
Lady
just
Gar?
refers to her as Lady Gar. She doesn't.
Lady Gar.
She doesn't see any need for anything higher. She's normally Chieftain Gar, but prefers. But Lady Gar works just as well.
Chieftain Gar, if that's what she prefers. It has been a tragic misunderstanding that has occurred, and one for which I'm deeply remorseful because it has cost the life of one of your servants. Unfortunately, a number of our party members didn't understand the culture and the circumstances under which we're here, and misperceived this goblin's presence as a threat.
Yeah, she says she's had many problems with paladins.
I'm gonna stay
Paladins be crazy.
really neutral on that because I do respect and care for my paladin. She's got me out of a lot of trouble, but
And also
I'm gonna
cause a lot of trouble too.
I'm gonna kind of
She does say that the goblins have heard about the Black Knight amongst you and have been wanting to pay their respects.
I
that
thought was going on in the first place.
that makes a lot of sense as to why this goblin must have approached us, and
Fan base.
I will take as I've been representing the party here. I will take responsibility for this mishap and make whatever amends are required that you see fit under these circumstances. My herald Zal is bringing said group members up to date on the sorry, my brain's struggling with words, but basically that we are here under your benevolence, and that violence is not necessary, and that no violence will be enacted in this area, and they've got no need to respond in or make assumptions that they will need to be aggressive or offensive in interacting with any members of your village. However, I would completely understand if you would wish us to leave.
As well, in light of your actions and spell casting under her roof, she believes that the best course of action would be to escort you out of her domain.
It's entirely
instead of
understandable.
having more unforeseen actions occurring, because a few of her servants are less forgiving.
Also entirely understandable. And again, it is unfortunately just I really should have made sure that the members of my group were aware that we were in a peaceful region, and that that violence was not an acceptable or threat wasn't. Sorry, again, words, brain.
All good.
A lot of burning joints.
And she does turn to the Black Knight and says, what does the Black Knight see as worthy recompense for the occurrence?
I think we should pay Weregild for the death of the goblin.
I agree.
She thinks for a moment and says, she saw that a worthy servant will do. A servant for a lost servant?
Yep.
What servant do you wish to provide?
I said one's a body for a body. We don't have one.
Not immediately. Do we know of anyone who would be willing to come here?
Well, you do have familiars.
We do. Okay. Oh, yeah, I do. I will need to converse with my companions. I would not want to leave one of them here unwillingly. If it is agreeable to you, I will contact my people and send someone to you within a moon's time, a month's time.
No, Red Guild normally gets paid at
Straight
the
away?
time.
Okay, alright. Well,
Unless you could suggest something more appropriate, she says. She has stated, you've suggested something, she stated her terms. It's up to you if you wish to.
do you have insight
provide
into
different
this,
terms.
since you mentioned Wergild? Because I would see if I have
I
insight.
was thinking gold or silver, like there'd be a price attached to various lives. I don't know what it would be for a
Can I
goblin.
see if I've got insight into what would be an
Culture?
appropriate...
Culture?
Depends on how much they valued it. They may be looking at the equivalent of a mount or a other beast of burden, depending on how much they thought of the goblin.
Okay.
which for some of you is prized possession because you would technically be giving up the ability to summon it if it's a summonable creature.
Just gonna have a quick look at what I've got.
Actually, it's
There's-
more.
I don't have.
Be more
aside
quick
from-
with what Samir's got.
Yeah, well, does Samir have a
That
phobia?
is another option.
So yes, you get to discuss it amongst yourselves
Yep.
while
You go to the bathroom.
while she waits to find
Okay.
out.
While they're doing that, I'm going to start serving beer to the goblins.
And
There are quite happy goblins
Food.
chewing on the sugary web.
so with that, we'll return to the group. Will Zal and Chevelle and Samir be role playing their discussion?
How would they like to contribute?
I'm waiting to be told what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
that's I mean,
what
Zal
does
was-
Zal and Chevelle? What does Zal tell Chevelle and Samir? Considering some of them are not versed in what's going on.
I will try to explain, similar to how Crix did, that we have been welcomed here because we were peaceful, and they have expressly said that they take any form of aggression very seriously. The point of extremes, and we've spent the last 2 days basically working out a peace agreement with these people.
Well, you spent a day on the peace agreement. You
Oh,
spent a
sorry,
lot
yeah.
of time getting here.
So we spent a lot of time getting here, and we spent a long time brokering peace with Lady Gar, and we thought we had made it expressly clear not to act on aggression as your first option, or any option while we're here. We want to keep the peace here, and this sign of aggression could have undone that, and possibly maybe even has. I can't hear the conversation with Talbrooks and Lady Gar. But please, before you draw a weapon or cast a spell, please, while we're here, just don't do it. Please, we're not here in an aggressive manner.
Okay, but I wake up and there's a goblin drawing a sword. That seems like that's
No. You saw
a
Chauvel
goblin drawing.
draw a sword, and 3 people telling him to stop.
No, everyone was asleep when I drew my sword. So,
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
They
Everyone woke up to the sound of me drawing my sword.
No.
Yes.
They
that's
woke
what
up. They woke up to the sound of Samira arriving.
appearing. We woke up to the sound of Samir reappearing after having been invited to the School of Air. Samir then was explaining to Zal and Calcrix and I think Yodri and Anton what was going on. Chevelle had the perception roll that allowed her to see the goblin. Chevelle drew her sword,
And that's what triggered it off.
and that's what triggered everything off.
Yep.
The goblin did not draw a sword until after we all had our rounds.
And then he yelled, "Challenge accepted," and you just went
Yeah.
boo.
Because Chevelle drew her short sword, yes. So just a really horrible misunderstanding.
But it's just it's also being aware of your surrounding. You've seen
Yeah.
everyone else
It's also an
save the
overreaction.
paladin
You know,
not
Yeah.
draw
look at this.
weapons,
One goblin was never a
trying
threat.
to stop the paladin from drawing their weapon. So if you could have a bit more his consideration that we weren't engaging in battle. We were trying to stop people from casting magic, drawing weapons, because, as we said, the point of being here was as peacekeepers.
Okay.
Okay, and then at the end of that point, the others come over to discuss with you Ware Guild.
And when I said that, I was thinking like, the laws of Hammurabi that set prices for people's lives. I was thinking like that.
Well, these guys don't really have a need for coin.
Okay, fair enough.
They,
So it has to be
they
something
haven't-
tangible, though.
They haven't really been trading with the kingdoms beside them. They've been at war with them because they've been considered monsters.
Okay.
And when a monster has money, they've obviously stolen it, so it's not worth anything.
So it'd be something of equivalent value.
Yeah, that's. I'm just looking in my gear as well to see what I've got.
Yeah, I've been trying to look for something I really can't find. Best I can come up with is a magic beam, but it could be, if you planted it, it could not be what you want. So it's not really.
I do have very few of my sapphire dragon shaped jewels left. I've already given one up. I don't know if it would be worth that. Because it's in the shape of a dragon and goblins, I think very highly of dragons. Is that right?
The giants have been opposing dragons for a long time.
So that would probably be an offensive gift. So
And
no.
you'd probably expect it would think that the person who caused the offense would be the one making the reparations.
Yeah, no, it'd probably be like Antov suggested. We would see if Samir was willing to give something up. But if Samir's not willing to give something up, I was just looking through what I had.
Yeah,
Because
so-
Samir
Well-
might understandably go, nope.
It's probably also an issue that Samir doesn't have very much
Yeah,
to begin with.
that's the
so
other thing.
That's I think, hang on, I can tell you exactly what I have because it's not very much.
Okay, yeah, alright.
I have a ring, my armor, the backpack, my wand, and the artifact, the trident. That is some of it.
Yeah, so as I said, that's the other reason I was looking at my gear, because if you don't have very much. The other thing I do have is I have a coffee set and a tea set, not the magic ones, gifted to me by various.
Say I can offer them
goblins,
I can offer them the wand, given that the goblins seem to enjoy the fairy floss. That's the best I can do.
Which is a high value trade item.
So, how did you get the wand of fairy floss?
She bought it.
Okay.
I bought it.
So it technically is a high value trade item compared to what most people would believe a goblin's worth.
Well, also in a sense, a little bit more importantly is I may be right in saying this. It's not nostalgic, sentimentally significant to you, and we could possibly buy you another one.
Yeah, it's not sentimentally significant.
Yep.
I needed a wand.
We could possibly just buy you another one, were we to look for it and hopefully find one, or maybe something better. Depending on your preferred form of wand and sweet tooth, you could get like a caramel popcorn one.
I think the fact that it was fairy floss was a surprise. So
Yeah.
It's because the GM is whimsical at times.
I'm pretty sure the GM could come up with something just as whimsical when we get you a replacement wand. So if you're willing to give that up,
As an arrow that does caramel sauce.
Or one that shoots popcorn.
yeah, well that's what I said.
Spray a popcorn.
Caramel popcorn one.
Yeah,
Exploding popcorn.
Instead of meteor storm, it's popcorn storm.
Storm, yeah. You've just been beaten to
Yes.
death with popcorn. Yeah, so if you're willing to
Scales
give
are
up
mediocre.
the fairy floss wand, we'll look at helping you get a replacement wand at some point.
Alright. I think I can use brown as a focus anyway.
Alright, so
You
Zal,
offer that?
did you want
Yep.
to come with Samir and myself to offer up the wand as what was the word?
Weirgill.
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 Yeah. Sorry, brain can't.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, when you offer the wand, Lady Gar counters with a feather of every colour.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That would be pretty cool.
Pointing at Samir.
Oh, okay. Samir's got the feather of every colour.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Okay. I will.
What?
From her wings. Oh, so they just want a feather
Of
They-
each colour.
of each colour of your feathers, so
Yeah, but
Can
they
you afford
probably
to-
have power in them.
shed them?
No,
Like,
they
do they
don't.
work like normal feathers?
They can grow back over time, but it will all render Samir flightless for until it's
Oh.
repaired.
Oh.
Yeah.
Potion of regeneration
I was
fix
going
that?
to say.
Potion of regeneration would fix that, as would greater restoration.
Yeah, if I was, I think, a level higher as cleric, I might have greater restoration.
Yeah, I
or
was gonna
I'm
say.
not sure if I can, I
You
know I
might be
have
able to
lesser
buy a
restoration.
scroll
Yeah.
that has the spell.
I was going to say we could possibly buy a scroll. I'd
Well,
be willing
possibly.
to.
You would expect that to be a worthy recompense because it is more of a personal disadvantage
Yeah.
than a financial disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. That's
I'll
fair.
pay it.
It does
Okay.
hurt the pride of the elf to do so.
Yeah.
It does.
Especially if it's a goblin wearing it as a headdress.
Em knows I'm very good at picking on the pride of a character.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I know.
Calcrix is going to try and make this as painless as possible and just reassure Samir that as soon as we can get to a place where we can get them, we'll do a spell of greater restoration or whatever it takes to help regrow the feathers.
Feathers and ducks.
Samir, just
Yeah.
reaches back and starts pulling feathers.
I'm really sorry.
It's,
But hey, at least you managed to find something that was suitable to the giantess.
The consequences of not coming to a agreement would be pretty high damaging. If I could. Yeah.
Very damaging
But-
and very
yeah.
financially damaging too.
Yeah.
Mm.
I will also receive the goblins now, since that's what the cause of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll do that now.
Okay,
Yeah.
many goblins start asking for your blessing.
Our escort may be
Okay,
delayed
well,
a little while.
deception. I will pretend to bless them. I have no idea how to bless them.
No. Just bless the booze and we start handing it out.
Yeah,
Okay, I
bless
bless the
beer.
barrel. This will give you strength to overcome your enemies.
Fears. Go with fears.
I-
Fears are much more vague, and you can do that with mind over matter.
Okay.
But strength to overcome your enemies, unless the beer actually makes them stronger, they might
I
feel.
don't know. Maybe his film does some magical
Yeah,
trick.
maybe
I,
your
I was
does.
gonna cast
Does
a
it?
cantrip. I was trying to think
Oh,
with a
okay.
minor illusion to make it give an illusion as if I'm, powers pouring into the. Just something that looks specky effect.
can we just
You
have a
can even
whole
change
issue
the
about
flavor of
like
it too.
casting
Can I?
spells?
Oh, that's prestidigitation.
It's
Sorry.
prestidigitation.
Yeah.
What was that?
Didn't we just have a whole thing about like casting magic
We did.
and it being perceived the wrong
Yeah.
way?
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
Just,
So
let's
maybe
clarify.
just keep it down to performance
Okay.
because Samir
Did
is
point out a
making
valid thing.
very good point.
I actually don't have a perception. I'm playing on deception.
Yeah, in that
Well,
case,
you
you're
could do
trying to do it
performance.
subtly.
You could just do performance.
Okay.
And if
Give
Martin
me a
allows it,
performance
I'll aid you with jazz wings.
I don't have performance.
Would you allow aid with jazz wings?
Oh,
We'll see how he goes to begin with.
Mind you,
Okay.
your performance does have a bonus because it does come off charisma.
I don't have charisma. I use wisdom.
Yeah.
You're a
I'm a
warlock.
warlock who uses wisdom. Yes, I know.
Okay, in that case, use your wisdom because you're being knowledgeable on how to.
Bless you, my son.
Okay, I'm trying to use wisdom, and
I
I'll
think
draw on it.
performance will be very funny.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just wondering whether I
You're-
use
you're-
any other abilities to actually help me on this. We'll see. Let's
Yes.
see what I
Basically,
can
you're being John Cleese and being very
fuck,
witty.
I got double figures, so that gets me to 20.
Okay, so yes,
Nice.
you find a whole bunch of happy goblins,
Yeah.
including many coming back multiple times for the blessing.
Yeah. Okay. To drink the blessing.
This is like the axe speak all over again.
Well, you have worded it in such a way that they're all happy with your blessing.
Okay. Good.
Well, I can keep it going for a while.
They're less worried about the alcohol and more about the blessing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but if they drink enough, they'll think that the blessing is actually working.
And I will, you know, attend to them. I will be watching as they do so. So like, it look like I'm really interested in what they're doing.
I'll also thank Zal and Cheval for
Diffusing the situation.
their role in diffusing the situation, because it could have just undone everything we've worked for.
So it takes about 2 hours to get through the blessings.
I'll give you cookies if you need like something to pep you up.
But you realise you've probably gone through about 20,000 goblins.
Wow. That's a lot of goblins.
I can't count that high.
There are a lot of goblins in
That's a
Karamiko.
huge amount of goblins.
It's one of the biggest goblin kingdoms in the world.
Okay.
It's kind of good, Samir, that you didn't kind of follow through on the attack, because I'm pretty sure 20,000 would have overwhelmed us.
Not to,
Thousands
see.
would have overwhelmed us.
not to mention all the giants.
Although Cheval's got a pretty hard knock, so you two together. And then we've got you guys with...
Well, we would sneak out because there's no way we would have got rid.
Yeah.
You have to sneak past their holy place to get out.
Having found out about the void weapon, I would
I'm
say
really
that's a
impressed
fight
with
we
the
didn't
void
want to
weapon.
have.
You believe the void weapon has the properties of a sphere of annihilation.
Yeah.
Okay, nasty.
Okay, so
You do not want to mess with that. So we'll take our
You'd
escort
understand why dragons had troubles with them in the past.
Oh yeah.
out, I guess.
Okay, so by the time you leave, the sun's starting to come up.
So if we did we get a long rest out of it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't
No.
don't think this is going to count as a long rest.
Some of you got a long rest, except for the people giving the blessings.
Okay, so I didn't get a long rest.
But hey, you'll be able to rest on the boat.
Yeah, okay.
That's true, because Yodri will be driving.
And you see that there is...
I'm still wearing the helmet, by the way. I'll wait till we're a long way away from the city before I take the helmet off.
and as you're heading out, you see that there's hundreds of hobgoblins with what look to be complicated war machines not far away.
Hobgoblins. War machines. Okay.
They're
Better
the-
make
they're
sure
the
we
intelligent goblins.
Yeah.
we better make sure we pass on to Lady Pen Halligan.
They do look. Most of their war machines are ballista
Yeah.
with netting involved,
Yeah. So
enough to take down flying animals.
we very
Right.
much need to pass on to Lady Pen Halligan about trying to make some sort of treaty about not being on their ancestral lands, because they said that they would stop attacking if they stayed on one side of the river.
yeah, I could see her settling. It's just that the was it the Duke and further north.
If he
probably
decides not to listen, it's on him.
yeah, but she takes
so-
orders from him.
Question to the group: does Cheval want to contact Redrian and update on the fact that we've done our mission and see whether or not that he wants us to go to the Duke or has something else for us? Or do we just want to go back to? I can't remember the name of the town where
I
Lady
reckon it's,
Lady Penhaligon is to,
the state of Penhaligon.
and then do. Yeah, I'm guessing the boat's not a bad place to do the contact because you can do that while also travelling.
And plus, you also need to finish your part of the agreement with the giantess
Yes.
to broker the truce.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
So we have to go to the Duke anyway, don't we? Then. Yeah.
But,
Lady Penhaligon could probably go on your behalf.
Yep.
But at least she's the one you would need to speak to, as well as to the halfling community.
Sorry, I did forget that. But yeah, I guess I'm asking the group if they're happy doing that.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
at
fine.
what point do we want to report back to Redrian? And since Chevelle has a staff, does she want to do it?
Maybe after we've spoken to Lady Penhaligon.
Yes, probably.
Lady Penhaligon is days away,
Okay.
Yeah.
whereas you can do it to Redrian and
Okay.
in
Well,
the
Interim
current day.
report
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I think when we set up camp, like at the end of the day of traveling, we can probably contact Road Virgin and stuff.
So instead of taking a full day to climb the mountainside, it takes half a day to go down.
It's always easier going down than it is to go up. Especially if you trip and roll half the way.
Though many curses are heard from Samir.
Yes, because no feathers.
Lots and lots. No flying. Walking is bullshit. Land is for peasants. What
Are
is
you
this?
the...
Oh,
I was going to say, you're the only
Oh.
elf, because we've got Janazi,
Yep.
human, halfling, human... Yep, okay.
I'm the only elf when I don't walk. This sucks.
Do you want to ride a dragon?
No, I want to smite some goblins.
Well,
So-
you can either suck at walking or ride a dragon.
Could
Up
be
to
dragged
you.
if you want.
But if you don't want to ride a dragon, Calcrix's sympathy for you will lessen just a little bit.
Though you do know that she'll soon have as many goblins as she can handle when the master attacks next.
Oh yeah.
And I much prefer my own 2 feet than riding, much as I respect Cal.
That's fine. She doesn't mind.
So would they be undead goblins?
Not necessarily. Some are under his command, and if they die, then they'll be undead goblins.
So
So he gets to kill them twice.
these are they the same goblins as the ones with this giant? The hill giants?
Not the ones with the master.
There's
Okay,
lots of
yeah.
goblins.
So where do those goblins come from? Just
Probably from the other side of the desert.
I see. Okay. Different community and location altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are on the river and boating your way very soon before you can feel safe to contact Redrian. What does Chauvel say to Redrian when you get in touch?
I'll just check this guy's.
Rage.
Yeah, rah.
Send fairy floss.
Cheval will reiterate what everyone else said, that we believe that we managed to complete the task that we were set out to do. And possibly asking for any other quests or missions that he needs us to do.
Well, he suggests that you finish getting your agreements with the local nobility and halfling communities
Your litter is clean.
before moving on to something
I'm
else.
checking this one.
Otherwise, you might not keep your word with the giants and cause more unrest. If you can start good relationship with them, you might be able to convince them to help in the future.
That's right. We're trying to get their aid, weren't we?
Yeah, either that or keep them
Probably,
staying as neutral.
Yeah.
Almost turned into a bloodbath.
I know.
All because of a paladin.
Paladins are normally the bringer of interesting times.
Checking. Give me a sec.
So, you talk to him. He suggests that you meet with the halfling communities and Lady Penhaligon, and figure out from there if there's anyone else you need to convince before moving on to another task.
Yeah.
You can easily return to Durakan City from the city of Calvin because he does have his inn there.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you wish to suggest to him?
Not that my tired brain can remember. Sorry, I've had a rough day.
I can imagine. He does say that he does have news of the crash starship you encountered. That
Oh yeah.
He's currently in the process of making it safe, having sent another group there to investigate it.
Yeah.
Which ship is this? Sorry.
The one that we started to, but then we worked out it was too dangerous, and it was probably better just to go to where they are instead
of where they were.
Well, I was trying to go where they were, and then get all the knowledge and go.
And so, as the other group contacted Redrian while they were there, he's actually managed to go there and start working on it.
Mm.
He does say he might be able to use their technology, they're antiquated as it is, to try to find his ship.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing, wasn't it? If he was able to get his ship off the planet.
Well, he needs to find the parts of his ship that are missing.
Yeah. Because they can be used as weapons,
They can.
and the master might use them as weapons, and this will not be a good thing.
That's if he's aware of it.
Alright, so
And it being basically the antithesis to magic, I think he might have problems.
Depends on what he is questing for.
World domination? Yeah, he'd probably use anything to do it.
He's questing for the Elven Tree of Life. So that means that he's questing against energy.
well, it's a good question, Josh, because I wanted to find out what was going on with the spaceship.
It's Mr. T.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You pity the fool.
Not necessarily.
He does have his mohawk.
Yep.
If you remember in the movie, he went non-violent.
He also did the same in the series.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, he does say that they will hopefully be able to use the technology on that antiquated vessel to potentially find his missing technology.
Mm.
But it may take him years of work to get it to a functional state.
Mm.
Well, that's basically a blink of an eye to them.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Yes, but a blink in an eye to him for the time-wise, it could still be the annihilation of your region.
Well, annihilation of our region could be happening in 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Right, he's making it safe so it doesn't cause the annihilation of the region.
So when you guys were meant to get the swipe, the thing from the Manticore, was that related to something?
Getting the Earth.
It was in the air.
It was the,
Sorry, the air people on
Okay,
site.
so not related to
Yeah.
They said a quest.
Red Rune in the sense of the ship and things. It was related to
Mhm.
the elements. So I just
And he
couldn't
does
remember
say
what
that
the-
he does have a group currently investigating the Isle of Dread and trying to figure out if there is something there that may calm the primal gods.
Mm.
They have settled down somewhat, but they do act up now and then.
Mm. Yeah.
Could you ask them what they want?
It'll probably be
That's-
might be the blatant obvious, wouldn't it?
That's currently what the group's trying to do. They're trying to.
It's very hard to talk to a being who may or may not understand your frame of reference.
As Samir
that's why I
pointed
don't wanna
out,
speak
she
to them.
didn't
They existed before language.
know kind of.
So it's basically just straight emotion.
Quite possibly. They are considered primal after all.
You can't assume knowledge, basically.
The god Ka was considered the first sentient being on the planet.
So without sentience, there's a lot of gap.
But you
It's
can
a bit like
imagine
trying to
godlike
explain to-
power without the intellect to wield it.
It's a bit like trying to explain to Therion that if he sits on the blanket and uses his teeth to pull the blanket over him sitting on it defeats the capacity to pull the blanket over him. No matter how many times you show him and lift him off his own blanket,
Maybe
he
you should
still
video
never
it and
gets.
stick it on YouTube and then make money off it.
We probably possibly could. All right.
So Josh, what would you like to say?
I'll note down the updates he told about the fallen ship, but I'm probably gonna head to bed.
That's okay.
I'm almost falling asleep at my table.
Did we
That's
get
all
any
good.
other information before?
Yeah, he just talked about the
Just
two
that.
other groups
Okay.
and where they currently are.
Yep, no, that's okay. I was just checking so that when I update my notes, I can put that in that we know those details. So we're just being directed to go to the Duke and
Go to the Lady Penhaligon
yes,
and
yep,
the Halfling communities because they're the
Yep.
two people you had promised to
to get back to.
represent
Yep.
Lady Gar with.
Thanks. Sorry.
All good.
All right. So at
It's
least
up to your interactions with Lady Penhaligon about whether you have to go to the Duke or not, and with the Halflings about whether or not you go to their elders.
I'm guessing the halflings will be Yodri and Lady Penhaligon will probably be well, all of us, really. Any one of us.
Wasn't she the same as Cheval or Zal? Somebody same religion or something?
Is she the same religion as
No, she's
no.
a different religion to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
She represents the Thyatan religion in Karamegos.
Yeah, but they were celebrating a holiday of the Ethengarians
Because they had a paladin there
Yeah.
who that's one of her major holidays.
Yeah,
So they're happy to recognise and help celebrate other people's beliefs.
yeah. So
They do the same for the Troldaran.
Zal's might be a good person to have.
It's only the Patriarch of Kelvin who is the dick relating to other religions.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Put it down to lack of imagination or understanding.
I just call him a tyrant.
He's also a probably just hit 20
Oh,
and has grown up in the city following his dad's beliefs.
yeah.
so son of a tyrant.
Yes.
You got to consider the context of whether they've had exposure to the world and other beliefs and things like that too. Yeah.
Was raised in his belief.
Well, it's an
Still-
important reminder.
Still son of a tyrant.
You've got to kind of give benefit of the doubt in education.
Hard to
And
give
then-
benefit of the doubt to the rich and powerful, I'm sorry.
After that, then you can be judgmental. But
I'll be judgmental of the rich and powerful.
Sorry guys, I'm
Yep.
gonna have to bounce as well.
Yep.
Mia's just
Okay.
woken up. She's
Yep.
flooded her nappy, so and she'll want to come into bed with us now.
yeah,
So
no, that's okay.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you for.
considering we're after 10, we
Yeah.
can actually finish it up
I was
here
going to say,
and
I'm
make
pretty
it
sure.
and make the negotiations with the Halflings and Lady Van Halligan next session.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
that
Mike's going to
sounds good.
finish up
Because
it's a
everyone
work
was sounding
night.
a bit tired as well.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Epic Game, sorry for having to bounce. She
Yeah, good.
literally she tucked one of her blankets like into her nappy, so it's
Yeah.
just like she's
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
leaked because she's tucked a blanket in.
So extra work
Cool.
for you guys as well.
Okay. So I'll,
It's not too bad. It's just the blanket that was tucked in is wet, and the top that she was lying on was wet. So we've just
Yeah.
changed her, and now she wants to come to bed with us.
Not
so.
entirely pleasant, and I know Izzy's got an unwell partner.
Yeah. He's down at the moment, so
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
try to let him rest.
Happy days.
so I'll put it onto end credits and then
Yep.
chat after that. So if you're
Yeah.
going between then, thank you for playing.
Yep.
Thanks for the game, guys. I'll see
And
you later.
we'll talk to those after the credits.
Yep.
Sounds good.